They ran third behind Fizzy Lizzie. They run a little bit of time in that race. She led them up, so from barrier 1, you'll see her in front early on here in the hands of Zach Butcher for Barry Purden. Beautifully bred, this one a filly by Better's Delight, and of the very good race mare and running on faith, so better keep the faith. Very hard to beat in race number 1. Probably the danger, 9 spare change. 450-170 was around about $6 this morning when the book opened. This one for Roger Villager, Tony Hurley. Only one on the second row, so probably will follow the favourite through. Drawn to get a nice trip. 2-year-old filly by Changeover, and the Changeover is going very nicely at the moment. So 9 spare change to get a great run through. I thought Boobala, this one trained by Dave Carr, horse number 8, over-raced badly at Cambridge last start behind Juliana Rancic. Did a very, very good job to stick on and run second. Again, another 2-year-old filly by Santana Blue Chip. Peter Ferguson takes to drive. Zach Butcher, of course, will drive 1. Better keep the face. So I marked them 198. I thought Sweet Lucy Brown, horse number 6. Certainly a trifecta in the first 4 chance for Mike Berger and Full Butcher. It ran second behind Bird of Paradise last week. So I marked them 1, 9, 8 and 6. In race number 1 tonight. Of course, pick 6 kicks off race number 7 tonight. We've got some really nice fields, of course, headed up by our $150,000 PGG Wrightson final for the 2-year-old fillies over the 1700 metres. Fight for Glory into $1.90 now after opening at that $2.60 quote on Wednesday afternoon. Joanna's Delight from the inside, just over the $2 mark. Nigel McGrath, Anthony Butt. Of course, they Quinella the race last week. Only a nose between them. I don't think there'll be much between them again this week. Aaron White's numbers 8, 1, 9 and 6. We'll look at the pick 6 tonight. Of course, kicking off race number 7 at 8:15. Of course, the Drivers' Challenge last night taken out by Dexter Dunn. Unheralded 6 wins last night and 22 points in the Drivers' Challenge. I'm trying to go back to remember any driver that has got as many points on a night as what Dexter did last night. Of course, he only had 9 drives, 6 wins, 1 second, 2 thirds, gave him 22 points. Quite an incredible achievement. And the $1.20 looked very good that the bookmakers offered earlier in the morning. $40,000 tonight in the pick 6. Of course, the quaddie will be at Addington tonight, starting race number 7 at 9:35, and that is guaranteed at $50,000, punters. So if you're playing in the pick 6 tonight at Alexandra Park, get involved in the quaddie at Addington tonight. That kicks off at 9:35, as I say, guaranteed $50,000. And congratulations for the TAB of the month of May, doing a really good job. All of those guaranteed quaddies in the last couple of weeks, well and truly achieving their targets and exceeding them. I know Cambridge a fortnight ago guaranteed 40,000, went to about 47. That Drivers' Challenge, Tony Hurley, 360. Well, he's got the likes of, obviously, Spare Change in the first, the Fascinator. Newcomer to his team, interesting runner tonight, goes round Chief Thundercloud up from the South Island. Want to work out here at Alexandra Park on Saturday. Snooky, of course, heads to the Jewels and Better Be Supreme as well. He's got some nice drives, but it's a very even market. You can see him at 360 there on option 533. James Stormont's lost one of his drives tonight, $4. Morris McHenry, $4.40. Simon Lawson, $5. Zach Butcher, $6.50. And down to any other individual driver at that quote of $6.50. Race 1 tonight is the John Ross Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres. Get our chance to head upstairs and join Aaron White. Very good evening to you, Aaron. Looking forward to the 12 race program tonight. Just mentioning some 18 runners going around tonight that will head to Cambridge for the Jewels in 8 days' time.
Yeah, you're right there, Craig. Plenty of Jewels form to come out of both tonight and, of course, tomorrow's workouts down there at Cambridge as well. So we look forward to the 12 race program tonight to open a double and treble in the John Ross Fillies and Mares. 8 on top for me. Bubba Lubar was 8th in the Caduceus Club Classic here at Group 1 for the 2-year-old fillies prior to its second down at Cambridge. So we're going with the Group 1 form through Bubba Lubar, Peter Ferguson, David Carr. Over the 1, Better Keep the Faith. Better's Delight filly out of a Jules winner herself and running on faith. The Zach Butcher, Barry Purden will put in the 9 spare change. The trial form around her has been pretty good. And at number 6, Sweet Lucy Brown, Philip Butcher doing the driving. Good win, runner-up at Cambridge last time. 8, 1, 9 and 6 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. As the night progresses, if we get a chance in between races tonight, we will go through a few of those Jewels markets that are out at the moment and get Aaron's thoughts leading into the Jewels in 8 days' time on a few of those events, and it'd be good to catch up with him as the night progresses. And beyond the
Uber's drawn up on the outside. Art Angel, Sweet Lucy Brown, Lay Down Mazier, Waverley Chapel. Whiskey and Frisky comes forward. Got to go Plain Jane. Thanks, Craig, with the first of the night and behind the yellow bar arm. And the favourites drawn down on the inside. Better Keep the Faith. Zach Butcher, Barry Purden, the combination. Spear Change, the second favourite. The changeover filly. Tony Hurley for Roger Villiger has her back. Into the lane they come for the first of 12. John Ross, Fillies and Mares. Green light is flashing. And they're off. Waverley Chapel shows very good gate speed to have the early lead over Better Keep the Faith. Coming forward, Sweet Lucy Brown. Now, there was an early galloper here. Bubba Luba, one of the favourites, has galloped early and has put the best part of 20 lengths onto her task as they work onto the stables corner their first occasion. And Better Keep the Faith now round to lead for Zach. From in second, Waverley Chapel. Sweet Lucy Brown third and parked in the 1-1. So they work past the 1800ers. Lay Down Mazier back on the inside. Spear Change in the 1-1 as they pace up into the back has got to go Plain Jane on the outside of Whiskey and Frisky, and they're followed by Art Angel, and 8 lengths away to a hard chasing Bubba Luba. The lead time appears in 44.7, and the leader is Better Keep the Faith. A length and a quarter up on the outside. Second is Sweet Lucy Brown, and Waverley Chapel trailing third. Lay Down Mazier fourth and in the 1-1, and then Spear Change fifth and 3 back on the inside. Got to go Plain Jane racing on the outside of its stablemate Whiskey and Frisky. Art Angel looking to make a run 3 wide has got to go Plain Jane, goes in front of it, and Bubba Luba's now caught the main body of the field and would stand the leader 8 lengths into the lane. 1200 metres left to go. 32 and 4 the opening quarter of the John Ross Fillies and Mares mobile pace, and the leader Better Keep the Faith on the outside. Sweet Lucy Brown punches up to keep got to go Plain Jane out 3 wide. Back on the inside, Waverley Chapel enjoying that perfect run in the trail as they've received the bell and onto the stables corner their final time. Lay Down Mazier 1-1, then a quarter. Better Keep the Faith leads only a neck. Sweet Lucy Brown on the outside and got to go Plain Jane 3 wide. And third with no cover, Waverley Chapel's enjoyed a pretty good trip in transit. 1-1 is Lay Down Mazier, and out wide are Art Angel. Spear Change has plenty to offer but tucked away 3 back on the inside of Whiskey and Frisky. And Bubba Luba last on the inside. 500 to go. They sweep across the showgrounds, turn their final time, and Better Keep the Faith. 400 to go. The quarter down the back and 29.9. Leads narrowly the outside. Sweet Lucy Brown, Waverley Chapel waiting the passing lane. Lay Down Mazier looking to clear the pocket out of the 1-1. Got to go Plain Jane weakening on her run out wider. Further back, Spear Change homeward bound. Better Keep the Faith and Sweet Lucy Brown, Waverley Chapel. Lay Down Mazier down the outside. Spear Change can't get a crack at them. Gets out now. Better Keep the Faith in front. Sweet Lucy Brown. Spear changes out and charging late. Better Keep the Faith is in for the first. Better Keep the Faith, very close photo second. Sweet Lucy Brown and Spear Change. They were followed Waverley Chapel, and Bubba Luba's done a great job after the early mistake. Lay Down Mazier's back in the field, as too was Whiskey and Frisky. Back in the field, got to go Plain Jane. And last over will be Art Angel. 2:46 and 9, final quarter 30.2. And Better Keep the Faith, the Better's Delight filly, debuted strongly from this draw. We'll go a couple better tonight. Beautifully handled by Zach Butcher for Barry Purden, out of a Jules winner in Running on Faith, and will do the job nicely. Nice run by Sweet Lucy Brown to be in this photo with the unlucky Spear Change. Had that got out just a touch earlier. Chapel. John Ross, Fillies and Mares mobile pace, competitive finish. Better Keep the Faith, number 1, in and in nicely.
Official placings race 1, the John Ross Fillies and Mares mobile pace. 196,485. 196,485. Horse 1, Better Keep the Faith, paced the 2200 metres in 2:46.97. Mile rate of 22.1. Last 860.2, the 430.2. The margin's a neck, a nose, a half neck. 196.485. Race 1, the John Ross Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace.
One Better Keep the Faith to come back at the head of the field. Better's Delight Bay 3-year-old filly out of Running on Faith, raced by Mrs. H. Van Op Zeeland, along with Woodland Stud. Congratulations to you. 2 starts, first win on the board, and a nice win too. Beautifully handled by Zach Butcher for Clevedon trainer Barry Purden. 9 Spear Change in for second. Changeover Bay 2-year-old filly out of Abs, raced by W.R. Villiger. Roger Villiger trained at Morrinsville, Tony Hurley. And 6 Sweet Lucy Brown. Mark 3 Bay 3-year-old filly out of Hot Shoe Shuffle in for a third, raced by Dr. PM along with Mrs. R.D. Eldens, and Mike Berger trained at Cambridge, Philip Butcher. One Better Keep the Faith, $1.90, $1.20, $1.90, $1.20. 9 Spear Change at $1.50, $1.50. 6 Sweet Lucy Brown, $2, $2. The Quinella, $2.70, $2.70. Trifecta, $19 even, $19. And the
like what he's done so far in his 2 runs at Manawatu in the Central Districts, running second to a nice dog in Varga Frost twice, and it took Varga Frost the length of the straight on Monday to get up and score in that Class 2 final. Now, although it's his first look here on race day, Sydenham is a dog who's been around Addington, a 2-turn track, a lot, and in fact his last win was actually in Class 3 company, a class above this, at Addington from box 1 in a 30.67. Now his fastest win down there has been 30.52. I expect he'll go pretty well on this track, Sydenham, and I think he'll go well tonight. 4 Thrilling Ava since the Class 1 win 5 starts back. She's been really solid in this grade. Roots Raider we've talked about, and 2 Rocky Baxter, the Class 1 win at Manawatu, was a long time coming, but he did back it up with a pretty solid third behind Corborn Tip and Dipsy Lala. Now he steps up in class, but he's back in a class he's been competitive in before. Red versus Pink, an interesting go here. And yeah, see what Rocky can do off box number 2. And Lulu Blue won 6 of her first 10, hasn't won in the last 10. Can she get across from the 8? Let's find out. JP Print Petoni, Class 2's going forward. Roots Raider the inside. Who's favourite now? Lulu Blue, $3.40. So Roots Raider down quickly with Sydenham, Derby Lane, I'm a Catch. Second line, Rocky Baxter, Thrilling Ava, Alpinador, and Lulu Blue. So we've got the favourite from the outside now. Let's see how Roots Raider jumps off the inside in the first instance. Round comes the bunny set. And racing, Roots Raider makes a fair fist of it, and Lulu Blue's hopping across them quickly too, and Thrilling Ava's on the bunny as well. Back in behind those runners then to I'm a Catch around the first bend. Rocky Baxter got a dream run through, and so did Derby Lane, and Sudenham's been spat right out the back door. Lulu Blue into the back by 2, but Rocky Baxter is chasing her down. Further back in the race then we've got Roots Raider starting to run into it, then we've got Derby Lane. Alpinador starts to run home strongly, Thrilling Ava too far away. Then we've got I'm a Catch, and Sudenham's not racing well. Up they come. Rocky Baxter gets underneath Lulu Blue. Rocky Baxter, Lulu Blue, tight 3rd and 4th there. We had a Roots Raider, or right where that still was Derby Lane, and Alpinador was close up too. Behind them then to Thrilling Ava. Further back to I'm a Catch, and Sudenham not happy at all. Rocky waited a long time for that win. I think it was about 38 starts, something like that. It was in the 30s. And he got that win, and he followed it up with a nice run, and then he stepped up tonight, and he's tracked down Lulu Blue, and she got across them from the 8 all right, but she just couldn't withstand Rocky Baxter, who went the short way on the quarter, and then 3 pretty strong dogs all battling it out for 3rd, 4th and 5th, so it was interesting. Derby Lane was sticking to her guns, and Roots Raider was trying to sweep on by, and Alpinador, who was in a Group 1 distance final not so long ago, down the outside. Looks like one's going to get the nod with the head down there, so 2-8 no problem, and then Judge to determine 3rd, but probably the one ahead of the 5. And Derby Lane's gone a nice race too. She was the rank outsider here. Lulu Blue hopped across them. Don't know what happened to Sudenham, but look, he was never happy at all. He just didn't kick out at all at the back there, so we'll check out the Snipes report for that. Wide around that first bend, Alpinador, as she often does, and back with her I'm a Catch, who just seems to be off the boil at the moment. 2, 8, 1 and 5 the numbers. Followed home then by 6, 4, 7 and 3. Winning time was 30.51 with a run home of 11.54. Half a length by 3 3/4 by a head. And the winner, Rocky Baxter, a red fawn dog by Surgeon out of Carl Baxter. Troy Prevost for John McInerney, who bags an early double. That's the 3rd on the card. Now we get to half-hour intervals for the rest of the night, so it's nice and easy. We are 5 to the hour and 25 past the hour, and at 5 to 6 we're underway with the next of our Class 2 sprints, the Pella Mountain Scientific Nutrition.
Good on you, Mark. Look forward to the rest of the program coming out of Wanganui as well. 2, 8 and 1. Rocky Baxter takes out the 3rd at 6.50 and 170. Beats the favourite, Lulu Blue, at 170, and Ruth's Raider into 3rd at 270. The Quinella $13, trifecta $106.50 in the first 4 of 2, 8, 1 and 5, $1,012.80. There's the treble as well. The first 3 out of hat-trick, 4, 3 and 2, $213.20. Okay, supporting evening of harness racing at Alexandra Park tonight is the meeting coming through from Addington, and our man on the track there tonight is Greg O'Connor. Greg, looking forward to the meeting. Just smaller fields for tonight's program.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Aidan. Look, it's a lower key meeting, of course, given we've just had a couple of premier meetings here, and with the harness duels, of course, in 8 days' time. Unfortunately, Raging Bull's come out of the first leg of the guaranteed $50,000 quaddie tonight, so for many he would have been an anchor. We'll do our best to get as much information to you to help you out with that quaddie tonight. It will be worth playing into, and of course all of the markets are out for the harness duels as well. I'll talk to Craig Thompson throughout the night. We are hosting from both harness venues, so we'll be able to and fro a little bit about where there is some value and where you should get involved this far out. The barrier draws have been intriguing, it would be fair to say. Alright, let's get into the homework. It won't take us very long here at Addington. Not a lot of lead required in the pencil scratching wise, and a beautiful evening. It was supposed to be strong nor'westers, but I don't know where they are. Hopefully they don't come at all. It's quite balmy here at the moment. Be 17, 18 degrees. Track's in a fast condition, and looking forward to the action. Meeting code of 8-10 race card, as we mentioned. The scratchings race 1 Mercado Royale, the 7 comes out, and at race 2 the 12 Shards Assassin. And I don't know that there was any more, was there? Yeah, there is now. The late scratching, of course, out of the first leg of the quaddie. And that is Raging Bull. And that's it. So 3 scratchings here tonight. The numbers weren't enormous anyway, so that's good to see the trainers not having to take any more horses than the 3 out. Okay, the first here tonight, first leg of a double and a treble. And we have a 2-year-old favourite here in Smokin' Santana, who's as short as $1.80. He's trained by Mark Jones. Mark took Pommy Roy, who raced in the same race, the Sire Stakes final last week as Smokin' Santana. He was disappointing last night at Forbury Park, and I spoke to Mark today about that. He said, look, he's probably just had a number of 156 type runs jammed into him in the last month, so maybe he's had enough. This guy hasn't had as many of those. He beat Wrightson Shine here off the second row 3 weeks ago, and tonight comes up with a nice barrier. He's got good gate speed, he's got Ricky May. I think he's the one to beat. Digital Art was outstanding here last week first up, out of the good filly and wave runner by Art Major. Led from gate 9 and just kept on running for Dexter. David Butt picks up the drive, was as short as $3, now $5.50, $1.60. Nicola off the back row, following out going to California, who didn't have much luck last week either, and is drawn in on the markers over the 1950. That's a good spot to be, $5s and $1.50. And Juicy Odds, who had to race parked out here on the Premier Day, took over a lap out, but had done a power of work and gutsed it out for second behind Christy Brianna. Might need some luck from that back row. Here's the ring around for you, and 1 over Damoon heading to the Jewels. Unfortunately, he's come up with the inside back row draw to defend his title. He should be winning race 5 here tonight. Colin DeFilippi has the drive on Elusive Chick. Now, some news coming through from co-trainer and Derek Jones that she's in season, and a part of that, and Mitchell Robertson's found her as his best bet too, when she was at Timbutt, she never really raced well in that condition, so punters need to bear that in mind with Elusive Chick tonight. Spell's a great chance for Sam Otley. We'll hear from her a little bit later on. Race 8, number 1, and Steve Richardson likes Lucky VC, who was about a $3 chance, $3.20 maybe this morning when we heard. Now, speaking of Steve Richardson, in terms of Raging Bull, if you bet into that race, he did flick through a text to us to tell us what the deductions would be for that, and they are as follows. Raging Bull late scratching at $4.45. Any bets prior to scratching time, 47% deduction in the win and 25% in the place, so that is quite significant around Raging Bull in race number 7. But runners at the start, there's a good look at Juicy Odds. She looks very well, doesn't she, by Jeremy's Jet. Has a trifecta in first 4 hope for sure, with a little bit of luck in the running. Mark McNamara has found Smokin' Santana ahead of Digital Art Nicola, who was 4th at Oamaru behind Mako Banner in that terrific time down there. They broke 157 for the mile rate over the 2000. It was a really quick time, and he was making a bit of ground in the straight, so you'd have to consider him if he got the gaps at some stage. As we get to Mark McNamara, speaking of Robert and John Dunn, well, I don't know what they've done, run over a cat or something, Mark, because the barrier draws they've come up with for the Harness Jewels are hardly ideal. I think Franco Nelson got barrier 12 and Elios 14, so he'll come in the 1, but yeah, I don't think they're going to have a whole lot of fun there. Say My Name, second row. Not easy for him either, but as I say, a very good evening to you. A lot of interest here tonight, but a heck of a lot more in 8 days' time, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly, Greg. Good evening to you, evening everybody. And yeah, those barrier draws done today are throwing some spinners in, as you mentioned. Certainly Elios and Franco Nelson, the 2 of the real flagship team from the Robert Dunbar, drawn pretty poorly when those barrier draws conducted earlier today. I went with the 3 here, Smokin' Santana, the 2-year-old, and the way it finished off in the sires to beat number 2, Digital Art, who should beat them out easily with the gate speed she showed from the 9 here. Does jump out of maidens into 1-win grade this evening. Ted Nicola is going to get a nice run through and is a 2-win horse, and the 8, which is Elroy Jetson. Wide draw, but was able to find some ground inside the field when Isobar was too good at Addington on the 16th of May. Now started tonight, Aaron Johnston's about to call them up. Deputising for Peter Lamb, and Mike Ryan, who's currently on the injured list. Did some damage to a shoulder, I believe, so has been missing for a little while, Mike. We hope to see you have that shoulder repaired and up and about shortly. And deputising tonight is starter Aaron Johnson, and from down at Forbury Park. $50,000 bonus quaddie tonight starts on race number 7 at 8:35 on this 10-event program. The first of 2 meetings to be held at the Addington Raceway over the course of the next 2 or 3 days, with racing on Sunday for the Banks Peninsula Club. Busy time here at the Addington Raceway. 200 metres off a start for the first, the scratching number 7, Mikado Royale. 100. Just recapping That news from the stewards that Raging Bull delayed scratching and Elusive Chick will race in season tonight.
50.
Set to go.
25.
First of 10.
5.
Green light. They're off and racing. And Speed Provocative Prince away fast also Smokin' Santana. In third spot then is Whedon's Express from Going to California, and Digital Art had no early toe. She's going to wind up fifth in midfield in front of Satori. 2 lengths to Elroy Jetson, and a length and a half Better Be Cool from Nicola. And Juicy Odds whips them in. The leader is Smokin' Santana. It was a soft lead too, and it's out by a length and a half. Going to California second, and Parked Up Provocative Prince races third. 3 back the inside, Digital Art, and a length away Whedon's Express the running line. Satori trails it from Elroy Jetson. Better Be Cool is next, and a length and a half to Nicola, with Juicy Odds back at the tail end, and there's only 3 on the pegs. Everybody one off, and the first 3 are the peg riders. Smokin' Santana Going to California and Digital Art. The lead time 23.1, so it was pretty nifty. Provocative Prince is racing Park 4 from the outside from Whedon's Express with a trail. Then came Satori, and Nicola gets moving in front of Juicy Odds. Last 2 Elroy Jetson and Better Be Cool. First quarter 31.3, and Smokin' Santana and Ricky May paced their way out towards the 1,000 metre mark and leads a length and a half over Going to California. 3 wide Nicola's worked up from the back to go to the breeze now, and Digital Art 3 back the inside. Then Provocative Prince and Juicy Odds 3 wide improving. Better Be Cool went to the markers. Then came Whedon's Express from Satori going 3 wide to follow Juicy Odds, and Elroy Jetson aboard the train too. Along the back at the 700 metre mark. And it's Smokin' Santana going the second quarter in 31.3, the half in 62.6, and the 2-year-old leads by a length and a half over Nicola second. Leaders back third Going to California's had a good trip in the trail, and 3 wide Juicy Odds. Racing between horses next, Provocative Prince from Digital Art held up the inside. Next then is Whedon's Express from Satori. Better Be Cool and Elroy Jetson. Smokin' Santana leads by a length on Nicola, and the leader's travelling much better than it. And then came Provocative Prince Going to California, lost the trail from Juicy Odds and Elroy Jetson. Third quarter 28.9, and Smokin' Santana leads by 2 lengths on Provocative Prince. And then Nicola and Whedon's Express. Smokin' Santana past the 75 in front of Provocative Prince. Elroy Jetson charging home to third, but Smokin' Santana wins it by 2 1/4, has beaten Provocative Prince and Elroy Jetson. Fourth Juicy Odds from Nicola, and then Whedon's Express next in Better Be Cool from Digital Art, and the last 2 in Going to California and Satori. 3, 5 and 8 to start the night. 3 Smokin' Santana, Ricky May to 170 and 130 at the close. 5 Provocative Prince 250 and 8 Elroy Jetson $4.30, home in 28.6. Last mile of 2 minutes 0.1 after a 62.6 first half. And the lead time a tick over 23 seconds, which is pretty good going for a 2-year-old. Provocative Prince has run on nicely at the end, as has Elroy Jetson from last. And Lou Driver's team continue to race very well. But it has been the 2-year-old upstaging the older horses here, Greg, with Smokin' Santana scoring by a bit over 2 lengths to start the night.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to turn into a nice 3-year-old, this guy. That's won 2 at start 6, 2 of his last 3. And tonight he found the front. He was getting a bit tired. I don't think there's any doubt about that at all. And I don't know that we'll see him again this season. Mark will put him aside, one would imagine, and we'll spot him as a 3-year-old. But he's won this quite nicely in the end. Provocative Prince has backed up that solid first-up run here last week behind Isobar. There's a nice win coming up for him, for David Mitchell, and Blair Orange driving him tonight. And in third, Elroy Jetson making up good ground. Here's confirmation from Mark Gallagher.
Smokin' Santana, second 5 Provocative Prince, and third 8 Elroy Jetson. Fourth has gone to 11 Juicy Odds, from 10 Nicola and 4 Whedon's Express. 3, 5, 8, 11, 10, 4. The margins 2 1/4 lengths, a short neck, 1 1/2 lengths, a short neck. The winner's time was 2:23.5, a mile rate of 1:58.4. The last 857.1, the last 428.4.
So confirmation that the favourite has taken out race number 1, and the connections PN, DJ and PM Smith. $1.70 and $1.30. Provocative Prince in second $2.50 and Elroy Jetson $4.30. Quinella paid $11.70, $133.80 the trifecta, $133.80, and your first 4, 3, 5, 8 and 11. Juicy Odds in 4th position, 508.50, 508.50, 223.50. Win 80 for driver Ricky May for the season, and 63. And that is well and truly Mark Jones's best, and we've still got the best part of 2.5 months to go. So it's going to be his well and truly best season ever numerically. So that's the first. Second here for us is a mobile over the 2,600 metres for the junior drivers, and it goes at 6:05. We're 4 minutes out from a start in a most interesting second race on the program, with all of these heading to the harness duels. The favourite, Supersonic Miss, got more than that earlier this morning, 140 and 105. Mark Purdon doing the steering. Bodine Boaz, very good, winning at Alexandra Park during the Road Cup Carnival at $4, and Linda Lovegrace already a group winner at 750 and 180. 3.5 minutes out, Craig Thompson from race number 2 on what is an interesting night at your place, and of course it was quite an interesting afternoon, wasn't it?
Very interesting afternoon with the barrier draws, the way of that panned out. Greg, nice to catch up with you this evening. Of course, Supersonic Miss, she is the pre-post favourite for the duels at $3 now. And what is now an evened up betting market, of course, has drawn barrier number 11 come Saturday week. $3 favourite, Fight for Glory $3.30. Joanna's a Delight. Those two go around later on in our $150,000 feature. $3.30 Fight for Glory, Joanna's a Delight at $4.50. But Aaron's going 3, 4, 5 and 1. Yes, Supersonic Miss, can tell you $5,000 investment on her. Placed this afternoon, the filly by Mac 3, only beaten once, and that was by Queen of Pop, and extremely unlucky last start. She is taking on the Colts and Geldings tonight, and she hasn't had a race for around about 3.5 weeks. So barrier 4 tonight. She's going to have to probably sit outside them. Gear change. The blinds come off tonight on Supersonic Miss. Mark Purdon will take the drive, and she'll start from barrier number 4. She paraded very well tonight. Looks pretty forward. If anything, maybe a touch pretty. But you'd expect that with a horse, as I say, that hasn't raced for 3.5 weeks. That driver's challenge option at 5.33. The first taken out, Zach Butcher, 3 points. Any other individual driver, $8.50. I put Supersonic Miss on top. Bodine Boaz, or Bose. Barrier 3, of course. Ray Green's got 2 in the race. Strike the Gold the other. This one very impressive, beating Double Odino at Alexandra Park last start. He's up for an incentive bonus tonight, the money bags. They've backed him in late. I can tell you he's $2.60 on the book. He was around about $4 10 minutes ago. So they're coming for the horse by Badlands Hanover, beautifully bred. This one for Lincoln Farm. So Bodine Boaz, certainly the main danger. I thought Linda Lovegrace, even from barrier 5. Natalie takes the drive for Mark Purdon. Good chance here, and Strike the Gold from barrier number 2. The second of the Ray Green runners, Morris McHenry, takes the drive. I marked them in race number 2 tonight. 4, 3, 5 and 2. It's going to be an exciting contest, Aaron White. We've only got 5 runners. They're all heading towards the jewels. Supersonic Miss, 5,000 on her at a short quote.
I went for the Colt though. Bodine Boas running for a money bags tonight too for Ray Green, Simon Lawson, Lincoln Farms and the other owners. So I think he might get a nice lead here, and what he did to the older horses last time, that was back on Anzac night. He beat out Double Odino that night. Double Odino came out of course on Premier night and won one of the graded races there. So he was a touch unlucky too in the Young Guns final, Bodine Boas. He likes to run along in front. He's got a draw to do that here tonight. He's on top for me. Over 4, Supersonic Miss. The Mark 3 filly, yes, very impressive, and 3 wins here in New Zealand prior to that very unlucky run in Australia. We'll put in the 5, Linda Lovegrace. She's a Group 1 winner. And 1, Cyclone Kate. Did a good job from this draw 2 starts ago when runner-up in the Young Guns final and won the Sires Stakes Silver easily, but that was just in a 2-horse field. Todd Mitchell doing the driving. 3, 4, 5 and 1.
Thanks, Aaron, as they start to parade behind the mobile. Strike the Gold. Just
scoring up now behind the Yellowbar mobile gates.
As they score up the Trevor Dye and Vicky
Trevor Dye
Thackeray,
and
2-year-old
Vicky
mobile
Vickery,
pace.
2-year-old
Race number
mobile
2
pace.
tonight. Second leg of the Tribble. The first leg taken out by Better Keep the Faith. The favourite will start from barrier 4. Supersonic Miss is her name. Here's Aaron's call.
Thanks, Craig, and she's back into $3 about Bodine Boas and the Group 1 winner. $6.20 Linda Lovegrace. Into the back, 1700, Trevor Dye and Vicky Vicuri, 2-year-old mobile. Green light flashing, they're off. Bodine Bowes, Cyclone Kate, the first two out. Cyclone Kate has the measure of gate speed here and will go and take the early lead. Back on the inside then will be Strike the Gold on Settling. To its outside as they work off the back, Supersonic Miss, who will now be left parked as Bodine Bowes now does get the lead. So Mark will restrain on Supersonic Miss and take the back of Strike the Gold, and back last is Linda Lovegrace. So they've sorted out their positions as they sweep into the lane, and Bodine Bowes leads for Simon Lawson, a length and a half over Cyclone Kate. The lead time was 6 seconds, so it was a good burn out of the machine. The first quarter 29.7. They're followed by Strike the Gold. Coming forward now, Supersonic Miss, the Mark III filly, and Linda Lovegrace, the Caduceus Club Classic Fillies winner, will track its stablemate nicely into the contest at the bell. They work on to the stables corner, their one and only time, and Bodine Bowes getting away with a very cheap quarter here, I can tell you. Up on the outside, Supersonic Miss, and trailing is Cyclone Kate and the 1-1 Linda Lovegrace, and Strike the Gold back last on the inside. 800 to go, and yes, he did, 32.9. Bodine Bowes into the back, and he's been restrained back to the field. Supersonic Miss gets to within a neck. They start to lengthen stride now. Back on the inside is Cyclone Kate, and there followed Linda Lovegrace in the 1-1, and back last is Strike the Gold in the running line. 500 left to go. Bodine Bowes still being held together on a tight range. Supersonic Miss up on the outside. In the trail is Cyclone Kate. Linda Lovegrace about to spring out of the 1-1 as Bodine Bowes goes for home now, and then Strike the Gold. 28.5 the quarter down the back. Bodine Bowes. Simon Lawson still sitting very quietly here. Up on the outside, Supersonic Miss. Mark's gone for her. Cyclone Kate on the passing lane, and here's Linda Lovegrace putting in a great sprint out wide. Linda Lovegrace brushes up, brushes on by. Impressive. Linda Lovegrace, she gets in well. Second, Supersonic Miss. Bodine Bowes will weaken for third. They were followed then by Strike the Gold and Cyclone Kate there in photos for fourth. 204.3, 27.1 the final quarter. She had a lovely drag into the race, Linda Lovegrace. The team have got plenty of work to do over the next 7 days to work out what they're going to do from the tricky draw come Jules Day next Saturday with the Group 1 winner, the Caduceus Club Classic Fillies winner. But Natalie Rasmussen, when she drew her out of the 1-1, she's hit the hopple strongly and she's come away powerfully too. Supersonic Miss, she's fought bravely. She's got back past Bodine Bowes, who was travelling better than her on the corner. Bodine Bowes will pick up third, and its stablemate Strike the Gold will just knock off for Cyclone Kate there for fourth. Trevor Dye and Vicky Vicuri, 2-year-old mobile, pace nicely to number 5, Linda Lovegrace.
Official placings race 2, the Trevor Dye and Vicky Vicuri 2-year-old mobile pace 5-4-3-2-1. All official 5-4-3-2-1. Horse 5, Linda Lovegrace, paced the 1700 metres in 204.40. That's a mile rate of 157.7. Last 855.6. The 427.1. The margins, 2 lengths, a neck, a half length. 5-4-3-2-1 in race 2. The Trevor Dye and Vicky Vicuri 2-year-old mobile pace.
On the call of Judge Graham McLennan, Linda Lovegrace to come back at the head of the field. Winning double on the program for Sire Better's Delight. The Say Bay 2-year-old filly out of Linda Grace. The Good Sports Syndicate race herd. Mark Purden, Natalie Rasmussen train out of Rolleston, and Natalie Rasmussen to come back at the head of the field. Nice win, Linda Lovegrace, of course, our Woodland Stud Caduceus Club Classic winner, back on the 2nd of May at Group 1 level. Her third career victory at start 7, and good luck to the team there come Jules Day next Saturday. They have a tough draw to overcome with barrier 8 on Jules Day next Saturday at Cambridge. 4 Supersonic Miss second, the Mark 3 Bay 2-year-old filly out of Bella Joy for Butterworth Racing Syndicate, KJ Risley, DM Risley, the McLean Family Syndicate and the Chaos Syndicate, Mark Purden, Natalie Rasmussen trained at Rolleston, Mark Purden and number 3 Bodine Boazin for a third, the Badlands Hanover Bay 2-year-old colt out of Bodine Babe, ranged by Lincoln Farms Limited, IA Middleton, D James, MJ Brereton and BP Rabbit. Ray Green, your trainer at Huapai, Simon Lawson. 5 Linda Lovegrace at $7.30 and $1.70, $7.30, $1.70. 4 Supersonic Miss at $1.30, $1.30. And 3 Bodine Boas, no third dividend. Quinella $3.20, $3.20. Trifecta $22.70, $22.70. First 4 $58.10, $58.10. Double 1 and 5 $4.40, $4.40. 1 and 4 concession $1.30, $1.30.
Side. Now she's recently stepped up to this grade and she ran second behind Another Drink. That was back on April the 30th and we haven't sighted her since. Off the inside draw though, and she's in pretty solid form in the step to class 2. She looks capable off the inside of at least making a presence felt. Trifecta's first 4s. The 3-dog Otto Baxter. Now here's the shortener with the bookies, and he was a bit stiff here on Wednesday in that race where Working ran second behind Shake Him Up, and Otto Baxter was getting handy from box 7 and got chopped going into that first bend. So with a little more luck, and he is drawn a bit closer in, Otto Baxter. He's got a nice record here on this track. All his 4 wins have been here. You can see him going a wee bit better, so one that you might like to include. And as I say, there's certainly been some money with the book. They have reacted. Just put him out again to $7.50, but he was 9 into $6.50, now $7.50. And as for the others, Kez and Missy Sloy and Thunder Time, the outside 3. Now Tom McCracken's got 2 of them. Kez is having started 130 today, and he still a bit of life in the old legs of Kez. He ran second 4 starts back, wasn't the quickest, but he was a winner 6 starts back in Palmerston North off in Class 1. And I just think Class 2 and drawn out where he is in this is going to be tough for Kez. Missy Sloy, she's capable enough. She was a Class 1 winner at Palmerston North off this very track 4 starts back, and ran third behind Filia in that race that we saw on Monday, but she was a good nearly 8 lengths behind Filia. But she's racing pretty well, and she won't be pressured by Thunder Time, you wouldn't think. He does like to run wide, and he's drawn out in box 8. He's placed in all 4 starts from box number 8, the second runner for Gary and Sarah Ross. Powder Mountain Scientific Nutrition Class 2 sprinters get us underway for the next treble here. And off the inside will be Good Time Kate. Otto Baxter, the 3. Gold Rug 4, Ophelia, who remains the favourite, now $2.70. And Missy Sloy will have box number 7. Second line about to come forward here with Working, Flying Blake in the blue. Green Rug for Cares and Thunder Time the outside. Now watch Ophelia step from the 5. Buddy on the run. Around it comes, bounce hit to break in race number 4, just about there. Racing Ophelia, fair break here. Flying Blake gets out fairly well and hunting through the inside. Good Time Kate. Ophelia is third. Otto Baxter hunting the rail. They'll be followed back in the field then, trying to get a run through. Would have been working out wide on the track. Then we would have had Thunder Time, Missy Sloy and Cares. They are well back, swinging into the straight. Ophelia's found the lead here from Good Time Kate. Ophelia, Good Time Kate. Working holds down third. Fourth to go by would have been Flying Blake. Then Otto Baxter couldn't quite squeeze through. Further back then we would have had Thunder Time, Cares and Missy Sloy. Gee, she's racing well since she dropped back to the sprints. She'd been racing over the 520 metres and she'd been in the hunt for a long way but just not able to round them off. And Gary and Sarah have dropped her back to the sprints and she's starting to put them together. And she's only a fair break here. She's out about third, but Good Time Kate and Flying Blake have got her measure early. Otto Baxter here I thought might squeeze into a nice spot here. Ophelia turns on the power around the outside though, and Otto just not really able to squeeze through. Working comes between those, gets around Otto, swinging the corner. The outside 3 were never in the hunt. So they get to the straight and Ophelia comfortably clear. Good Time Kate though, she's gone a good race and she will measure up here class 2 and she bags her second consecutive placing in the grade. Working another minor placing for the week ahead of Flying Blake, who be worth a look back at Manawa 2. Head on shot there with Ophelia at least in open air and was able to use her speed. The numbers through from Jack the Judge. It's 5, 1, 2 and 4, followed home by 3, 8, 6 and 7. Winning time 17.89, 10.39 run home, 1 length by 2 1/4 lengths by half a length. Ophelia a black bitch by Vapor Whirl out of Nonna's Girl. Now she's assisted a blitzing Mayhem who won the Group 1 New Zealand Futurity here last Friday night. Gary and Sarah Ross own and train at Wanganui, win 5 at start 20. Race number 5 for us here is the racingdogs.co.nz Class 3 over 305 metres. The ballots are out as they are for most of the card, and 6:25 the start time for the new double. Here in race 4, Ophelia's paid $2.80, $1.90 over 1 Good Time Kate, $2 even, and 2 Working, $1.80. Quinella at $6.20, trifecta of $38.30, and the first 4 numbers 5, 1, 2 and 4, $132.90. Uses up plenty of the track, Ophelia, doesn't matter when you're that far in front. Latest double about to roll up for you. It's 2 and 5, $8.50. Rocky Baxter leg 1 and the 2-1 concession at $8.80. New double opportunity coming on race number 5 at 6:25. We're going to have a look at the market for that. Now Boston Blaze out in box 8's won 8 from 15. No minor placings. He's been very much a win or bust dog. And this morning at $2.20 with the book remains there, $2.60 in a small tote pool at the moment. Off the inside, Ode to Liberty's won 2 of her last 3. Not quite as quick as she used to be. She's fairly short the tote. Bookie's option's the one to look at. Jill Sprite at 6. Hey You at 6. Now this is a downgrader. Box 5 a shame. Down 0.7 in body weight, but has one in this grade at 31.7. Weighs in 31.8 today, so that looks all right. But he just needs a wee bit of luck in the early running. And Death Stars at 7, a relatively new recruit to Class 3. My numbers are 8, 5, 3 and 2 for race number 5 at 6:25 as we head down to Addington Raceway, and stepping up to race number 2 on the card there, and my opportunity to say a very good evening to Greg O'Connor.
Yeah, g'day Mark. Thanks for joining us here at Addington. Look forward to it throughout the evening. Of course, a good program there at the Wanganui Greys tonight. And as Mark said, the next to go there, 6:25. Good competitive junior drivers race we have here. The Dewey Egberts mobile pace over the 2,600 metres. Majestic Rebec is our favourite, 3:20. Was as short as 2:20 this morning. Leading junior Sam Otley, associated with the Son of Royal Majesty, trained by Peter and Leonie Jones, and a last start winner at Timaru. We'll hear from Sam in a moment about His chances tonight and her other drives throughout the evening. There's good support for Van Sen at $6, same price for Billy Jack. That's with the book, of course. Tiana Franco, 8s and 260. Brute Anvil's not the worst here, 26s and 550. But let's hear from Sam Otley driving a runner number 8. Sam, Majestic Rebec, pretty solid performance here at the start of May and backed that up with a really good win last time.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. It was a really tough run last week. He sat parked and he got on the nickel a little bit, and he did well to hang on. He's drawn out a little bit tonight, but it's a very even field, and if he has a little bit of luck, hopefully he's right there. Yeah,
looks a good each-way chance once again. Clover Mack has plenty of breeding, and on the recent trial performance here at Addington Raceway, has a good chance tonight.
That's right. He went a nice trial the other week here, and he sort of hasn't shown what he can do race day yet, but with manners and hopefully again he's thereabouts at the finish.
Valmain in race number 5's had a busy couple of weeks, but is in racing and career best form.
That's right. Josh and Craig said, you might notice that he races him a lot, but he doesn't do much through the week, as you wouldn't have to, and he's thriving on it. Like, he's so consistent, and he deserved his win last week. A little bit of a step up, but he's so honest, like he'll be right there too. Yeah, it was a really nice win last week on Sunday. Spell in race number 8, Barrier 1, generally she has good manners and she is racing very well. She's a lovely wee filly, and manners are the key with her, and drawing one shouldn't worry her, touch wood. But it's an even field too, sort of Millicent, the one from Colin Julie's barn, she's racing really well too, was a little bit unlucky, so just watching there. All right, so good each way chance there. And so you think in race number 9 had no luck here last time? No, she was a little bit unlucky, but you sort of got to drive her that way, and we'll be looking to do the same thing tonight and just hope that we get the gaps at the right time. All right, looks to me to be a fairly handy sort of book of drives, so all the very best with those. Thank you very much. Yeah, driving very well, isn't she? 34 wins this season, and of course recently made it into the 100-win club, the first female to do that in New Zealand. And she drives the favourite here, Majestic Rebec. I found this a really hard race to line up. I ended up settling on Tango's Delight, beautifully bred daughter of Better's Delight, who has trialled up quite nicely. Was in behind Candy Sticks and company at the workouts on Saturday, got home in 57 and 28. Follows out Franco Envoy. That might not be the perfect spot, but you often find in these junior races they go very hard, and if that is the case and she gets the gaps late, she was a winner at Ashburton over Waitangi weekend, I think it was, and beat Macy Bluechip, who's been a subsequent winner. And just mentioning Majestic Rebec again, that performance here on the 2nd of May was behind Smoke and Santana, who's just taken out race number 1, so it is a pretty good form line. And then Van Sen, who I understand might be having her last run this campaign, and Alex Vent drives for Gavin Smith. Hard mare to catch. She's only won the 1 from 40, but from that barrier draw, if she happened to get a soft lead, then she might be pretty competitive in this. Let's get to you, Mark McNamara, for your thoughts. Ricky May picks up 3 points in the Streamline Freight Drivers Challenge, and he's into $2.
He's indeed, and the only one on that board capable of getting points here is Sam Otley, being the junior drivers race number 2. Thought Ben Sen might just get that easy lead here. Junior drivers generally go either pretty quick or pretty timid, so hopefully it's one of those races where Ben Sen can lead and then control the tempo in front with Alex Fenn. So 2 on top to beat number 4, Billy Jack, snuck home nicely along the markers when 3rd behind Lara in one of the Lady Drivers Invitationals at the Far Lap last time. 9, Vienna Air is racing consistently. 760 and 240 is a genuine each way shot in the race. And 8, Majestic Rebec. Last start winner, part owned by Lucky Mitchell Robertson, but it is out of maidens into a harder grade here. It's a pretty open field though, and despite the whitish draw, perhaps on that last start at the Far Lap it can go back to back and make things for those around it hard to beat. And Sam Otley with the drive on it. I tell a lie, Robbie Close also on the Streamline Freight Drivers Challenge Leaders Board following that fast finishing performance by Elroy Jetson in the first, and he's capable of picking up points here too as he partners the 3-horse President Obama. Whistle's gone now for race number 2. And the mobile gate about to run. President Obama having its second start for the new barn of Lawrence McCormick and Chantel Kentish. Debuted for them with a 2 3/4 length 5th to Minstrel Boy at Forbury Park last time out. So Vienna Air will be first onto the gate. Majestic Rebeck comes up. Ivy Betty comes forward with Brute Ute Anvil. Tiana Franco, Billy Jack, President Obama, Van Sen. Also Franco Envoy drawn the inside. I see 31 and 560. Not the worst in this field from the pole either. It's Franco Envoy, Gabrielle Matheson with the drive for Chris Thornley.
100.
Very even field though. Evidenced by a $3.70 favourite for race 2. Junior drivers over the 2-6.
25.
Set to run.
Right.
They're racing, and we've lost the driver here. Driver Red Maro's been tipped out, and Katie Cox is refusing to let go despite the fact the horse stood on her and has still kept hold. That's a great piece of horsewomanship by Katie Cox. It trod on a Red Maro and she wouldn't let it go. Trouble happened when Franco Envoy came out roughly. Van Sen leads. Now the mobile arms haven't retracted here. Oh, we've got all sorts of bother. To the start of race number 2, Van Sen leads by about 4 lengths. Second is President Obama, and third is Brute Ute Anvil. And then came Tiana Franco from Majestic Rebeck. Next is Ivy Betty from Billy Jack, Tango's Delight, Grey Wacky Star, and then came Vienna Rare. We've got Red Maro in the middle of the track, tangled up in its gear. Franco Envoy's tailed off, and the clerk of the course, I think Scotty Wallace is directing them to call this race off because Red Maro's badly tangled up and is at the top of the straight, and the clerk of the course sets off. This is going to be an abandoned race. This has just been horrific to start this. We lost Red Maro. They've managed to get it off the track. Now Katie Cox has done a super job to not let go of that horse. It trod on her. There's no doubt about that, and she kept hold, and then the wings of the mobile didn't retract. Don't think it cleaned anyone up on the stable's turn. There's plenty of people down there. Hello. Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks, Nick. Cheers. Yeah, so it's officially off at this stage. Now the mobile, the outside wing has crashed into the outside of the stable block. As I said, I don't think it collected anybody, which is the most important thing of all, but it could have been a whole lot worse than it was. There's a shot right there, Greg. It's just a disaster to start race number 2. Katie Cox is okay, no doubt a bit sore. Red Maro's back on its feet and headed to the outside fence, and that's the mobile, and Stevie Golding standing in front of it. It's missed him, fortunately, and he's going to do the job of keeping people away. I don't know where to start with this.
No, there's plenty of things to talk about. That incident happened before the gate left, and then obviously there was a serious issue trying to get the arms to fold. It hasn't worked or something, and not a pleasant spot to be sitting in there for Aaron Johnson tonight. So yeah, the stewards now are looking at this. Katie Cox, what a brave young lady she is. She was getting trodden on for quite some time there, but she never ever let that horse go, and that's just a testament to her guts and determination. And I'm sure Dean Taylor, being the tough footballer that he was, he'll be very proud of that fact that she showed as much determination there. But yep, we've got a significant issue with the mobile arm here, and what will unfold, of course, many times the Addington mobile is used at other tracks when their mobiles break down. I don't know what will happen here. John Denton, who is the head of the staff here at Addington Raceway, as we know, he's checking things out there, and I'm going to nip away and see if I can't get some more information on it. Before I do that, though, we're going to have a chat to Craig Thompson. We can probably talk more about the previous at Alexandra Park than this one, Craig, because that was some pretty nasty scenes with Katie Cox there to start with, and then I heard this crash behind me just over the back shoulder, and it was the mobile gate hitting the stable. So there's some work to be done there, but more about that previous race. Terrific run, Linda Lovegrace. I know she's got the outside gate at the Harness Jewels, but gee, that was a performance from her tonight.
Yeah, it was, Greg. Home in 55 seconds, 27 last quarter, and she's come probably from 3 lengths off them. Had the run of the race, and very good performance. I did say Natalie Rasmussen will drive in the Jewels. Of course, I'm wrong. She'll drive Fight for Glory. I think Mark Purden may drive Linda Lovegrace, and I think Blair Orange is down to drive Supersonic Miss. When I looked on the Harness Racing New Zealand website, the Purden trio, big chance in, of course, the Jewels in 8 days' time. Our third leg of the treble. We've got a $2.90 favourite here in number 3, Underwork, trained by Tony Grayling. Sean Grayling will take the drive, junior driver. First Up was good at the Park last start. That was behind, of course, Pushkin, who went on to win at Cambridge at its next start. So the form around it is good. Needed that run. We talked to Tony Grayling that afternoon at Alexandra Park. He said, listen, this horse just may need one run, and it went a blinder, loomed up at the 200-metre marker and just peaked on its run. So expect it to tighten up. 3 underworked. 4 Major Classic. This one trained by, of course, Jeff Small. Phil Butcher takes the drive. 2-year-old by Art Major. Race behind Dalton Bromack, I understand, has been sold. Good third from a second row draw last start, and it made up a ton of ground. Much better drawn tonight at barrier number 4. Of course, out of Classical, so it's got a pedigree. 4 Major Classic. Of the rest, number 10, Kurahalpu Gambler. Change of gear on this horse tonight. Pull-up blinds go on the Frank Cooney Tate Hopkins trained runner. The son of Better's Delight. Think might sharpen him up. He's just been knocking off in his races a little bit, and I think number 10, Kurahalpu Gambler, one you've definitely got to consider. I marked them 4, 3 and 10 in race number 3 tonight. Next best 1, Christian Jazz from the inside. Aaron White's numbers 3, 7, 10 and 4. 7 Merchant Banker, a late scratching, so that has come out, one of James Stormont's trained runners. 4, 3, 10 and 1 for me in race number 3 tonight. Can tell you the will pays in the treble tonight. First leg taken out by Better Keep the Face. Second leg by Linda Lovegrace. Favoured way on the treble, $29 with Major Classic, $44 underworked, and $34 for Kurahalpu Gambler. So they're your 3 favourite runners in the treble. 3, 10, 4 and 1 for Aaron. Of course, yes, Linda Lovegrace outstanding in winning that last race, fully by Better's Delight. Of course, made it her 3rd win from 7 starts. Takes her stake earnings well over the $100,000 mark, and she's done a really good job. Barrier 8 in the Jewels will come in 1 with the likely ballot coming out, but gee, she was good tonight. Those sectionals, 157 home and 55 6/4 and 27-1, and picked up her stablemate Supersonic Missile. I thought was game of defeat because she had to do all the work sitting parked out. She hadn't raced for some 4 weeks. I think she'll tighten up a lot with the race. She's drawn 3 the second row in the Jewels and will follow out one of the favoured runners in Joanna's a Delight. Driver's challenge there on screen at the moment. Natalie Rasmussen, Zach Butcher on 3, Mark Purdon on 2, Tony Hurley on 2, Phil Butcher and Simon Lawson on 1. Of course, last chance to bet into that race number 3, some 2 minutes out. As we look at that market now, Tony Hurley, $270 from $360 opening. James Stormont, $450. Morris McKendry at $4. Aaron White, 2 minutes out from our 3rd tonight. Really good performance by Linda Lovegrace in the last. Got a nice trip in the 1-1. She's got barrier 8 in the Jewels, but gee, that was an impressive win tonight.
Certainly was, wasn't it? And here there's plenty of, discussion, I would say, going on through the week of, with a lot of the Jewels contestants after the draws have come out as to how they're going to drive them on Saturday, and Linda Lovegrace comes into that category. She's drawn barrier 8, but she has got a bit of tactical speed, so it'll be interesting to see what they do decide to do come Jules Day. The 3rd on the program here, 3 underworked for me. Now, second up this campaign, the Courage Under Fire Gelding, Sean Grayling for Father Tony. We've put that on top. Over the 10, that being Kurahalpu Gambler, 2 good placings to open this campaign. 4 Major Classic was good when 3rd at Cambridge last time on the back of a 3rd here. And 1 Christian Jazz in the mix, did a nice job at Cambridge. First run up in the north. Joe Benathi with an ideal draw to work with tonight. 3, 10, 4 and 1 for me here, Craig, in race 3.
Thank you, Aaron. Yes, underworked, of course, Sean Grayling, son of Tony Grayling, son of Courage Under Fire from barrier number 3. Christian Jazz started off its career in the South Island, now with Jay Benathi. Said the 1 run in the north, that was at Cambridge last week behind Dalton Bromack. Showed really good gate speed. I expect it to be an early leader. It's then where Jay decides to hand to maybe one of the favoured runners like Underworked or Major Classic, or to stay in front. The Terrell got a little bit keen last week, but this one by Christian Cullen, and does have good gate speed, so look for 1 Christian Jazz to get off the gate very, very nicely. Of the rest, Black Santana, this one trained by Tony Hurley. Joe Mocha takes the drive tonight. Joe, one of the young junior drivers coming through the ranks at the moment. Son of Art Major ran 5th at the Park behind Pushkin on that Sunday meeting. Draws in at barrier number 5. The Mobile Arm moves for the 3rd. The Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace. Not a lot between the favouritism here. 4 Major Classic favourite over 3 underworked. Here's Aaron's call on the 3rd tonight.
Thanks, Craig. And the Mobile Pace, first leg of a double. And the favoured way is number 4, Major Classic at $3. 3 underworked at $3.80 and 1 Christian Jazz at $5.60. In fact, 380 Kirahalpo Gambler also starting 2 off the second line. Into the lane they come. Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace. Starter Frank Phelan at dispatch. Activates the green light. And the barrier arms swing in and they're off and pacing. Major Classic comes out strongly with Christian Jazz. And these two will lock horns in the early stages. 3 lengths away then to Sparkling Collect. And there followed Black Santana. Then underwork back on the inside Bride and Jet. Kirahalpo Gambler. And Elliot Daniel back at the tail. Christian Jazz, the 2-year-old, wins the battle for the lead. Dropping down onto its back is Major Classic and Philip Butcher as they swing up into the back straight. 2 lengths away in the field to the debutante Sparkling Collect. There's 3 lengths Black Santana, then underworked. 5 lengths Bride and Jet. Further back Kirahalpo Gambler. And back last is Elliot Daniel. Lead time 41.9, so a very good lead time for the maidens. And Christian Jazz, J. Abernathy, a length and a half Major Classic. In third is Sparkling Collect. And fourth Black Santana underwork comes away from the inside now for Sean Grayling. Bride and Jet will just get out onto its stablemates back in time there, is getting around runners now 3 wide as they work towards the lane. Kirahalpo Gambler, in fact, he'll take the 1-1 as Bride and Jet went back to the markers, and Elliot Daniel back last. They swing into the lane, 1200 left to go. And Christian Jazz, first quarter 34.1, so a burning lead time and a very soft first quarter here. Major Classic in the trail and sitting out parked is underwork. Kirahalpo Gambler gets a lovely drag into the race, 1-1. Sparkling Collect 3 back on the inside, then Elliot Daniel, who's got the back of Kirahalpo Gambler. Black Santana back second last, and the other debutant in the race, Bride and Jet, he's back at the tail. They put the stables behind them. Christian Jazz leads a length. Underworked on the outside, Major Classic trailing. In the 1-1, Kirahalpo Gambler as they pace into the back, 33-2. The second quarter is 67.3 half there. 3 back on the inside, Sparkling Collect. 2 its outside, Elliot Daniel, Black Santana, Bride and Jet, the last pair. There should be plenty of run left in these as they get to the end of the back straight, and Sean Grayling with underwork now takes a narrow lead over Christian Jazz. Kirahalpo Gambler 1-1. Major Classic, he's going to require luck here now as Christian Jazz just starts to weaken. Elliot Daniel looks to run on. Further back Sparkling Collect, and they're followed further back Bride and Jet and Black Santana. They come for home. Underwork to line them up over Kirahalpo Gambler. Major Classic get around the tiring runner, goes the passing lane, then Elliot Daniel. It's underworked and Kirahalpo Gambler. Major Classic through on the inside. Kirahalpo Gambler underwork, trying to kick back on the inside. Kirahalpo Gambler's a maiden no longer. Kirahalpo Gambler and the Magic Man in. Second over was underwork. They were followed Major Classic, then Elliot Daniel, Black Santana. Bride and Jet back in the field. Further away was Sparkling Collect. Didn't get much luck coming across the top with the weakening Christian Jazz going back through the field. 28-8 the final quarter. Quarter down the back in 29.5, 247.6 the overall. Kirahalpo Gambler had a lovely trip in transit. And Better's Delight goes back to back to back in the first 3 races here tonight for the Kumeu Trotting Club. So the Woodland Stud Super Sire, he sired the entire card thus far. Trying hard, underwork to his inside. And Major Classic, he was another one that was just hindered coming across the top with the weakening Christian Jazz. He's picked himself up strongly for third. And Elliot Daniel, number 8, to make up first 4s. Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace, start 8. Kirahalpo Gambler, first photo on the wall.
Official placings, race 3, the Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace. 10-3-4-8-5-9. 10-3-4-8-5-9. Horse 10, Kurahaupo Gambler, paced the 2200 metres in 2:47.64. A mile rate of 22.6. Last 858.4. The 428.8. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths a neck. 10-3-4-8-5-9. Race 3, the Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace.
10, Kurahaupo Gambler to come back at the head of the field. A bay 3-year-old Better's Delight Gelding out of Kurahaupo Charm, raced by Anne Cooney, along with W.H. Outram and P.J. Haslam. Frank Cooney and Tate Hopkins trained at Taupaki. And the Magic Man, Maurice McKendry, the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame sponsored rangeman, to come back at the head of the field after race 3, the Kumeu Supporters Club Mobile Pace. 3 under work second, Courage Under Fire, work of Art Brown, 3-year-old Gelding, raced by Mrs. L. Grayling, along with A.S. Chin Poi, S.I. Day, P.I. Day and R.B. Kennedy. Tony Grayling trained at Pukekohe, Sean Grayling. 4 Major Classic third, the Art Major Classical Bay 2-year-old colt, raced by L.T. Henwood. Jeff Small trained at Patamahoe, Philip Butcher. 10, Kurahaupo Gambler, $4.20, $1.30, $4.21.30, 3 underworked, $1.60, $1.60, and 4 Major Classic, $1.10, $1.10. Quinella, $5, $5. Trifecta, $19.10, $19.10. First 4, $304.50, $304.50. And the treble, 1, 5 and 10, $34.30. 34.30. Just noting the late scratching, number 7, the Merchant Banker. Sub in the race was number 4, Major Classic.
.4 years old now. Those 2 recent wins, Class 1, Class 2, 1796, 1792. Oh, I like her. She's been good to me, Ode to Liberty, but gee, it was an age between the prior win, other than the 1-3 starts back. I think it was 42 starts, something like that. Then she won a Class 1, well, fair enough, and she jumped up to Class 2 and she won that. So Well done there. She does draw the inside, but gee whiz, that's a lot of money to shorten in Ode to Liberty, and she's, yeah, I don't think she'll be running 17.54 anymore like she used to, but hey, look, we'll see. And whoever's going for her, good luck to you with Ode to Liberty off the inside. I left her out tonight, but flash off box number 2, a Greyhound who's been drawing wide, draws in closer tonight. I'd expect a reasonable run out of him, thereabouts anyway. Racingdogs.co.nz, Class 3 sprinters going to the boxes. The inside is Ode to Liberty. He's been the big shortener with the book. Another pizza in the 3 should show out early. Hey You has the gold. And the black rug there for Supreme Shalene. Second line, Flash. Jill Sprite the blue, then Death Star the green, and Boston Blaze a $2.80 favourite. We'll look outside in here from the hop. Bit of light rain falling. Round comes the bunny, just about set to break. Nearly there. Racing Boston Blaze, a fair break. Ode to Liberty the same. Getting out well would have been Jill Sprite. Here's Boston Blaze blowing up to the lead. Jill Sprite runs second. They'll be followed through then by Hey You, trying to squeeze through the inside. Another pizza. Back in the party then we've got Supreme Shalene, Death Star a mile from them. No chance at all. Ode to Liberty, Flash. Down comes Boston Blaze, wins well. Jill Sprite is second and third. Hey You. It's been tight for fourth there between another pizza and Supreme Shalene. Back and behind them to Death Star, Flash, and Ode to Liberty. Too much raw ability, Boston Blaze. Just a fair break, but booted right into it. Jill Sprite jumped better tonight, and that was good to see from her. And maybe we can start to follow her with a bit more confidence if she starts jumping again. And Hey You's gone a nice enough race off an awkward draw, so again another one to follow in this grade, particularly if drawn closer in. But Boston Blaze didn't take too long to get to the lead, and has galloped clear over Jill Sprite, Hey You. And there on after, it's battle for the minors, really. The winner never really got right away on Jill Sprite, but was comfortable nonetheless. To keep up that marvellous strike rate, 16 starts, 9 wins now. Jill Sprite, Hey You, the battle was for fourth, and there's not much in that, with 7 Supreme Shalene and Kennelmate. Another pizza who jumped well, but not to the front tonight. Have a look at them from the hop there. Out okay. Was another pizza, but Jill Sprite right into the party quickly, and Boston Blaze second phase acceleration was very good, carries it right across the field. Ode to Liberty was never a threat at all. Bookies kept a bit in there, and they'll be pleased with that. Boston Blaze, a blue dog by El Gran Senor out of I'm Just Fallen for Dee Dodich and Paul Freeman, Angela Turnwald at Foxton. 8, 4, 5 and 7 from Judge Jack Cooper, followed home by numbers 3, 6, 2 and 1. 17.75 the winning time, with a run home 10.47. 1.5 lengths by 3 by 2. And 8 Boston Blaze has returned $2.10 and the marvellous place price of $2. For Jill Sprite, $2.75. Hey You, $1.90. Quinella, $17.90. Trifecta, $119.40. And 8, 4, 5 and 7 first for $1,196.30. Race number 6 is the Wanganui Security. It's another Class 3 sprint over 305 metres. 9 and 10 come out, as they do for the first 10 races here tonight, and having a look at the market, and this is a minefield, this race. I would not fancy being a bookie and having to price this up. $4.20 they've gone here, Donkey Deep, who ran third, second up after a long spell, but that was back in mid-April, so she's fresh again, and she's over 4 years old these days. Rebel Khan off the inside hasn't really struck the form we thought he might. Gets another chance today, 480 off the inside, but he wasted box 1 here, 4 starts back in a higher grade. And 480 about Homebush Limbo, a dog who could jump on the pace here and keep them all honest. I went the 8 Secret Sprite fresh up. Last start was a fall back in March at $6. Now with Alicia Spate, she's had it for 1 start. So 8, 6, 3 and 1. Race number 6, Greg, at 6.55. I can promise you it's the toughest of our night. Let's get back to you though for an update. 6 minutes out from race 2. I just feel like deja vu from half an hour ago.
8, 6, 3 and 1. The mobile could get from Rangiora to here in about a half-hour period. So it will be a rolling start, which will be a challenge for these junior drivers. Many of them are inexperienced. Obviously, the likes of Robbie Close, Sam Otley, Brett Thomas, they're experienced drivers and drive pretty much every race meeting. For some of these guys and girls, it will be something a bit different. Now, I can tell you Franco Envoy, who actually caused the check at the start, of the race, and ultimately Red Maro tipped out driver Katie Cox has been sent to the unruly, so Franco Envoy won't be there. That means Van Zen will start from post position 1. We're 4.5 minutes out from a start. There's Sam Otley. Confirmation there that our guaranteed pool of $50,000 starts race 7, and the start time of that is the old race 8 start time of 9:05. So confirmation that is the start of the quaddie tonight, 9:05. And just reiterating what we said earlier, out of that race came the very warm favourite Raging Bull, and that's a 47% deduction if you bet into that, prior to about 4:45 I think it was, from Steve Richardson. So there's a look at the favourite, Majestic Rebec. Peter and Leonie Jones, and most of these horses, well, they were pulling up at the end of the back straight, so hadn't even completed a circuit, so about 700 metres into the race, I suppose, and all of them being cleared to start. The late scratching is Red Maro. He was in all sorts of problems, and Red Maro for Katie Cox. She's A-OK, had a chat to her. She showed tremendous courage, didn't she, to hold on to the horse, and she said she's a little bit sore, but she was pretty gutsy in that respect. As I said before, difficult race punting wise, 10, 6, 8 and 2, but I wasn't really settled on anything as a good thing in the race, but it will be a walk-up start. So Tango's Delight, I thought good each way price, 870 and 250. Brute Ute Anvil, he was making ground behind Isobar last time, 57-1 they got home, and kept on coming. He never looked a place chance, but he won a good race, and now he's 2 races away from picking up the Met multiplier, I think. Maybe tonight and 1 more. It's something like that anyway, so that's going to be a nice wee windfall for the connections when that does come in. Mark Mack, 2.5 minutes out. I know we say it regularly, probably every couple of months. There's always something unique and new every single, potentially every single time you come to the track, isn't it?
Last time I saw that happen, Gregory,
yes,
was Albury Trots, and it cleaned up a young girl on the outside fence, and she was pretty badly hurt, was in a critical condition for quite some time.
Well,
so
that man there, Dave Ferryman, had actually collected him.
Yeah.
And luckily, not badly.
No.
So, yeah, that was pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, I just looked down when they went out of the straight and saw the mobile up against the outside of the stable block, and did I hear you say it made one heck of a bang, which no doubt it would have?
Well, it was directly behind me, and that's the first thing I heard. I thought, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Because I felt that could have been a false start anyway, and that hadn't happened, and then that happened, which ultimately the race just had to be abandoned. There was no question, there was no doubt, and the stewards, and Scott Wallace was down the top of the straight. He's a very experienced horseman, as we know, a terrific junior driver. He represented the country at the Australasian Young Drivers, and he got that race called off very quickly. So we've got a head-to-head here between Van Zen and Vienna Air. What I'll say about Van Zen here, Mark, is she can get quite whizzed up, fired up, so Alex Vent might not have a choice here. She might take a hook.
She half did the first time.
Yeah, she did.
Was the last one to be pulled up.
So she could do that again here.
Yeah, 2,600 might not suit her in a walk-up start with no gate in front of her. This might be a fun score-up for Alex coming up here. There is a mobile coming from Rangiora as a replacement ASAP when it gets down from just north of Christchurch, obviously. I'll stick with Van Zen to beat the 4, the 9 and the 8. Starts the inside now to Van Zen because Franco Envoy's gone to the unruly. So that was the 2 snippets of information to come out of the first run of this race, that Red Maro, the horse, was scratched on vet's advice. Katie Cox looked largely okay after doing a super job when she was tipped out of Red Maro, just would not let those reins go. And he backed up the big chestnut and put the foot somewhere on top of Katie as she was on the track keeping hold of the reins, and she did a super job. She was checked over by the St John's personnel. Haven't heard if she's okay, but she did walk out of the ambulance back to the barn, so sure she would have been right to indeed take the steer on Red Maro. And I think we're back a minute here for race 2, or am I hearing things? Anyway, they're at the start for the second race, so all races back 1, 10:32 the new start time for race number 10 was to be 10:05. It's the Spectators Bar and Bistro open till late, so they're going to come forward now. 350 number 8, Majestic Rebec, looking to go back-to-back from the far lap to the Addington Raceway. We'll start from position 7. And it's playing up now, Majestic Rebec. It's backed away. Backed into Grey Wacky Star briefly. Now Franco Envoy's not keen to come forward. Hitting Grey Wacky Star out the back, and they've been turned away. Good thing we've only got 10 races tonight. Could have been a midnight finish otherwise. But they've been called away for the first take of race number 2. Now for take 2, they've been called away again. Majestic Rebec and Franco Envoy not in the best of moods, and I just wonder how many of these juniors have participated in a move-up start before. Imagine there's quite an art to it. Clerk of the course and drivers all have to work together. Majestic Rebec getting quite stirred up over there at the start. Franco Envoy, who had a bit of an issue at the first go-around, came out roughly and then tailed out to the winning post the first time, didn't want to move up all that well either into its unruly position. So they circle up again. The OK signal's been given. Clerk of the course, Dave Ferryman, will start to bring them forward again. And he's just given that notice to the stewards right now that he's going to bring them forward for take 3 of race 2. So Vienna Rare moves up. Majestic Rebec coming forward with a running start assisted by Blinks. IB Betty, Brute Udanville and Tiana Franco comes forward. Van Sen. Also Billy Jack and President Obama drawn in behind. So 10 goes to Light Grey Wacky Star and Franco Envoy. And they're not making a bad line. And Dave Ferryman doing a top job, and the juniors cooperating really well too. Now they're set to run. Racing now, and it was a pretty good move-up start too. Van Sen off the inside's going to lead out. Brute Udanville and President Obama both racing handy from Billy Jack, and 10 goes to Light on the inside. Then Majestic Rebec from Tiana Franco, Grey Wacky Star. Next is IB Betty from second last Franco Envoy, and Vienna Air whips them in. Leader is Van Sen, she's out by 2 lengths. 10 goes to Light Trail second, and Brute Udanville parked over on the outside of President Obama. 2 lengths to Billy Jack, and 4 back the inside, Franco Envoy from Tiana Franco. And then came Majestic Rebec, the running line trailed by Grey Wacky Star. Second last and 3 wide is IB Betty going forward, and Vienna Air whips them in. Going down the back with 1950 metres left to go, and it's Van Sen by 2 lengths. 10 goes to Light Trail second, and a length and a half away third is President Obama. Racing without cover is Brute Udanville on the outside of Franco Envoy. 3 wide is IB Betty, getting by Billy Jack from Tiana Franco, Majestic Rebec. Second last is Grey Wacky Star, and Vienna Air's a length and a half away last. Van Sen comes off the back, 16.50 to go, and leads by 2 lengths over the trailing 10 goes to Light, and parked up IB Betty third. 3 back the inside, President Obama, and the neck away is Brute Udanville with some cover now. Franco Envoy is 4 back the pegs. Next is Billy Jack, and a length and a half Tiana Franco. 2 to Majestic Rebec, and then came Grey Wacky Star and Vienna Air. Lead time 1:15.5, and Alex Fent has Van Sen in the van, out by a length and a half. Second parked up is IB Betty, and the leader's back running third. 10 goes to Light, she's pretty fired up, this leader. 1-1 Brute Udanville. 3 back the inside, President Obama, and a length to Billy Jack, who covers Franco Envoy. Then Tiana Franco at the running line from Majestic Rebec, Grey Wacky Star and Vienna Air. There's been no moves for just on a lap. The first quarter 29.3, and Van Sen's keen to roll. She leads by 2 lengths over IB Betty, and the leader's back 10 goes to Light under lock and key. President Obama 3 back the inside, Brute Udanville's on a loose rein. 3 wide Tiana Franco comes forward. Franco Envoy is 4 back the inside from Billy Jack, and 3 wide and 1 back Majestic Rebec. Trail up out there by both Grey Wacky Star and Vienna Air. Van Sen leads near the 650 metre mark. IB Betty's just about had enough. Tiana Franco's come to second. 10 goes to Lights, followed the leader everywhere.
then President Obama. Majestic Rebeck left in the open now, 3 wide. On the inside, Franco Envoy, and then Greywacki Star. Second quarter, 29.8, 59.1 for the half, and Van Sen still giving it. Leads a length and a half, Tango's Delight. Tiana Franco's under pressure. 3 wide, Majestic Rebeck held up President Obama from Franco Envoy. Third quarter in 30 seconds and around the turn. Van Sen leads a length and a half, Tango's Delight. Wider out, Majestic Rebeck. Stun and Cullen Lane for President Obama from Franco Envoy. Van Sen, President Obama the inside. Franco Envoy's joining in. Vienna Rare late, but President Obama got through and Barrack raced away. It is President Obama for the money, beat Vienna Rare and Franco Envoy. And then came Van Sen. Next in Tango's Delight, Majestic Rebeck. Billy Jack, Brute Ute Anvil, Tiana Franco, and the last 2 in Greywacki Star and Ivy Betty. 3 President Obama, Robbie Close, 23.40 and 4.50. 9 Vienna Rare at 2.21, Franco Envoy 5.60, 29.4 the last quarter, 1.58.6 the last mile. And President Obama and Robbie Close have got back to the Stun and Cullen Lane, and for Lawrence McCormick and Chantel Kentish has bloused them all out. Greg, you were spot on about Van Sen being fired up after the full start. She just wanted to run. Alex let her do that, and she's gone down into a battling fourth, but President Obama right up the Stun and Cullen Lane has beaten the fast finishers here.
Yeah, win number 2 and to start number 26. Congratulations to the McCormick and Kentish combination. They haven't had this horse very long, but they've got him racing very well. All right, that's the second here. We'll be back in about 25 minutes time for our next, but we get to Craig Thompson again. A very interesting race, your fourth.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. We've got a couple of runners here that'll be going around the Jewels in 8 days' time. I refer to Major Star and, of course, the Fascinator. But earlier in the evening, I caught up with Andrew Neal. He's got 3 runners in tonight. The first of them, Delight Brigade. Thanks for your time tonight, Andrew. You've got 3 stable runners in tonight. The first of them in race number 4, Delight Brigade. It's had a month between races. Understand you took him to the workouts last week. How forward is he tonight?
Yeah, we're reasonably happy with his fitness, but he's going to improve. Definitely improve on his running. Prior to his race at Manawatu, he hadn't raced for nearly 12 months with a injury, sidelined him. He came back, he was looking really good then, and then he got a virus, and his blood was really bad after that race, and maybe had a touch of it, while he was racing. So he had to have another 10 days off and come back. So he's on the comeback trail again, saying that he's reasonably forward, but match fitness will take its toll on him tonight.
We know how good he is. He's won 11 races. He's off a 30-metre handicap, and it's not easy coming to the park, when you haven't had a race for 4 weeks on the back of the one workout tonight. An each-way chance, maybe a first 4 chance?
Yeah, maybe a first 4. I think if he could run sort of 4th and running home, we'll be really happy. And that's where I probably see his fitness level at the moment.
That's Andrew Neal with his thoughts on his charge here tonight. Delight Brigade just saying that, listen, $21. He's a horse that's been off the scene a long time and just had the one run back. He's going to benefit with racing. Lovely looking big bloke, this one, the son of Bear's Delight. As that results through from Addington, 391, 2340, 450, President Obama, Vienna Air, 220, Franco Envoy, 560, Quinella 3 and 9, 75.80, Trifecta 391, $2,832, and a big first 4. 3912, 5,972.40 with a carry forward of just over $4,300. I thought it was a good bet in this race. Number 6, Master Charlie. We highlighted him on the box set on Wednesday night. His run last start was excellent. That was behind River Polka. Sectionals were great. He hit the line nicely. That was a second run back after a long layoff, and I just thought he's getting better. James Stormont takes the drive. Of course, regular driver Brett Mangos has stable runner Major Star in the race, so he will drive him. This one trained by Derek Ball, and I thought 6 Master Charlie, hard to beat tonight, being backed into 270 on the book at the moment. I think clearly the one to beat. Major Star, of course, he'll come into barrier number 1 for the Jewels on Saturday week. Really nice draw for him, of course. He'll go around in the last, taking on Franco Nelson and Elias. He comes up with a plum barrier draw of barrier number 1. He's a $5 third favourite tonight. He ran home at 54.9 behind Spirit and Desire in a very quickly run race last start. He's off the 20-metre handicap, and the Fascinator, very good mare, racing consistently well. Of course, she'll go around in race 1 of the Jewels on Saturday week and will take on Adore Me. She'll start 1 the second row. So Nice field here for me. Master Charlie over Major Star, the Fascinator. Better Romance, the best value in the race. Aaron White's numbers 6, 2, 7 and 8. Aaron, as I come to you, Major Star, the Auckland Trotting Club Syndicate, they're having a really good run at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are, and as you mentioned, they get that plum draw on Saturday at the Jewels, and chance here too. He won the Wairarapa Cup 2 starts ago. I was 6, 2, 7 and 8 as they turn up into line now, and the barrier strands release, and the Tony Milton off stride off the front tape was Better Romance. Comes down into her hopples now, to getting past her on the outside. Westburn Courage, the Fascinator will settle down third. There followed Major Star, then Delight Brigade. Making a safe beginning was the Wild Card. Master Charlie making ground against the marker line, and Berlusconi will settle back at the tail as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Better Romance has punched through here to lead the Fascinator, trying to drop in now. Westburn Courage will end up 3 back on the inside after not being able to cross Better Romance. Major Star is 4th. They're followed by Delight Brigade and Master Charlie. Berlusconi and the Wild Card now, he's back to last as they run in Indian file down through the home straight their first occasion. They work to the judge with 2 circuits left to go, and Better Romance, Zach Butcher. A length and a half over the Fascinator in the trail, and 3 back Westburn Courage. 4 back is Major Star, followed up by Delight Brigade. Major Star looking to move now for Mangos, does so. Delight Brigade to connect into the 1-1. Mangos, though, he'll have aspirations on the lead here. Master Charlie's back in the field with Berlusconi, the Wild Card. They pace into the back, 1700 left to go. The Tony Milner handicap pace, and a new leader, Major Star, goes on to the lead now over Better Romance and the Fascinator. Westburn Courage 3 back on the inside. Delight Brigade is parked in a lead time of 1:27.5. They're followed then by Master Charlie as Delight Brigade takes over. Master Charlie, he might be able to get the lead here too off Delight Brigade. Berlusconi's up to 5th. They're followed the Fascinator's got the shuffle, then the Wild Card, and now back to last is Westburn Courage. They work into the lane, and Master Charlie, James Stormont onto the lead. Over Delight Brigade, Berlusconi in the shuffle up now, left parked, and Major Star 3 back on the inside. The Fascinator, the Iceman in the 1-1. Opening quarter 29 and 7, so the action's been pretty good. 4 back on the inside. Better Romance being covered by the Wild Card. He'll be enjoying this solid tempo too, the Wild Card. Striking spot 2 on the back of the Fascinator. Will get a lovely run home from there. And back last, Westburn Courage, 900 to go. They put the stables behind them. Master Charlie leads Berlusconi, Delight Brigade, the Fascinator 1-1. Then Major Star on the outside, the Wild Card back in the field, Better Romance and Westburn Courage, 31 and 2, the second quarter pacing into the back. Master Charlie by a neck, Berlusconi trailing his Delight Brigade. 1-1 the Fascinator, 3 back on the inside, Major Star all dressed up, nowhere to go to its outside is the Wild Card. Then Better Romance and Westburn Courage still back last. They come off the back, 450 metres left to go. Master Charlie leads by 3/4. Berlusconi the quarter down the back, and 29 on the inside. Delight Brigade waiting the passing lane. The Fascinator stoked up in the 1-1. Major Star's away from the inside, but runs into a pocket out wide of the Wild Card, homeward bound. Master Charlie skips clear a length on the outside. Delight Brigade, the Fascinator, Major Star down the outside. Better Romance on the passing lane, hitting the front here now. Delight Brigade, Major Stars flashing at him. Delight Brigade, tough win. Delight Brigade in very tight second and third. Master Charlie up on the outside. Major Star and Better Romance in for a 4th. They were followed the Fascinator, Westburn Courage, the Wild Card, Berlusconi to be the last, 28 and 9 the final quarter. 3:26.5 the overall. We'll trim that down with the 30-metre back mark. Delight Brigade, he's back, second up this campaign. His first run was quite some time ago in the Wairarapa Cup, where Major Star had his measure that night. Beautifully handled here by the wizard Todd Mitchell. We'll see him in. Major Star's going to be in a very tight photo for second with Master Charlie. And Better Romance back on the inside. And Woodland Stud, big congratulations to them. 4 races down, 4 home by Better's Delight. And Delight Brigade win 12 at start, 54 tonight in the Tony Milner handicap pace. Good tough win, Delight Brigade. Great to have them back in the winner's circle.
Official placings, race 4, the Tony Milliner handicap pace. 756-128. 756-128. Horse 7, Delight Brigade, pace the 2,700 metres from a stand and from a handicap, and a net time of 3:24.2. It's a good mile rate of 2:1.8. Last 857.9 and the 428.9. The margins are half neck and nose, 1.5 lengths. 756-128, race 4, the Tony Milliner handicap pace.
Back at the head of the field, 7 Delight Brigade. Better's Delight Brown, 6-year-old gelding out of Smithy's Delight. Raced by Miss S.A. Matthews, R. Faulkner and Mrs. C.A. Faulkner. Congratulations to you in 12 at start 54. Andrew and Lynn Neal prepared at Cambridge, and the wizard Todd Mitchell back at the head of the field after the 4th on the program. 5 Major Star, Art Major Bay, 4-year-old gelding out of Sitio Star for the Auckland Trotting Club 2012 Syndicate. Brett Mangos, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe, and 6 Master Charlie in for 3rd. The Better's Delight Bay, 4-year-old Entire out of Explosive Adam, raced by AJ McIntosh. Derek Ball trained at Pukekohe. James Stormont. 7 Delight Brigade, $19.40 and $3.10, $19.40 and $3.10. 5 Major Star, $1.50, $1.50. 6 Master Charlie, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $46.50, $46.50. Trifecta, $312.70, $312.70. First 4, $1,446.50, $1,446.50. 10 and 7 in the double, returns 36 even, $36. 10 and 5 concession at $4.30, $4.30.
Of April. She won a Class 4 back in September. That was 10 starts back, so she hasn't had a lot of racing over the past few months. The 3 Opawa Token drops back to a sprint today. Now, he's got good sprint form, although it has to be pointed out it hasn't really been here at Hattrick, or his wins haven't, over the sprint. It's been more on the horseshoe at Manawatu, but gee, wouldn't surprise me if he sprinted pretty well in a field like this. As the white rug comes off the white dog. Rebel Khan off the inside, we've talked about. The 5, go with it. She's a chance on her best behaviour here, and she off box 5. She just had the 2 starts for a win and a minor placing, and she hasn't raced since the 11th of April, and she hadn't had a lot of luck in her past few goes. She was a Class 2 winner 5 starts back. It was March the 7th, and got checked out of the race at the first bend a couple of times since. Homebush Limbo off box number 7's a recent downgrader, but she has had a month off. She won in this grade in January. She can get off the lids and would want to here to clear the ruck. Stevie's Magic off box 4 was a Class 2 winner 4 back, probably looking for a downgrade. Who's the favourite here? Rebel Khan, $4.70. Wanganui Security Class 3 is even as you like as they go to the boxes, and Rebel Khan's gone favourite, but it's a very loose favourite. Power Token in 3, then Go With It 5, and out in box number 7 is Homebush Limbo. Second line of Kinetic Neo, some inspired support for it, then Stevie's Magic, Green Rug, Donkey Deep, and Secret Sprite the outside. Buddy on the move round to the boxes, bounce set to break in race number 6, just about there. Racing, Rebel Khan a fair break the inside. Homebush Limbo gets out fairly well. Stevie's Magic right in the early party. Rebel Khan trying to push through on them. They'll be followed through then by Kinetic Neo. It's been forced wider. Power Token gets a run through. Secret Spite's a long way from them with Donkey Deep, and also well backwards. Go With It into the straight they come. Oh, Power Token kicks past Stevie's Magic. Oh, Power Token, Stevie's Magic. I think Rebel Khan up for third narrowly there from Homebush Limbo. Secret Sprite further back then Kinetic Neo, Donkey Deep, and Go With It. Oh, Power Token back in distance tonight, and once he got a sniff of them across the top, he was too strong. Stevie's Magic will stay in the grade by running second. Off the lids, just a break only from Rebel Khan. He's got a slice of it in the end, trying to cross him Stevie's Magic, and coming with him too is Homebush Limbo really now. Oh, Power Token is last, gets the run through the inside. Rebel Khan pushes out on Kinetic Neo, who was trying to make a bit of a go. Secret Sprite had been slow, then checks off Donkey Deep, or Donkey Deep checks off it, I should say, and Go With It was never in the hunt at all. I know Power Token's come from last to win this from Stevie's Magic, and then that Go for third with Rebel Khan getting in the telling strides over on the outside of Homebush Limbo, who was first off the lids. And we'll have a look at that head-on shot with Stevie's Magic and the blue rug getting out very quickly, accelerating to the lead with Homebush Limbo, and Oh, Power Token is last, but he switches to the inside. And Rebel Khan starts to get a bit awkward on the inside, and Oh, Power Token sights an opportunity, and away he goes. 3, 4, 1, 7, then 2, 8, 6 and 5, winning time at 17.81. 10.57 the run home, 2 3/4 lengths by 2 1/4 by a half. A Power Token, a white dog by Token Prince out of Miss Idol. Oh, Power Racing Limited owned. Stephen Marr trains at Levin, wins 7, start 53. His last win was, I think, February 24. A Power Token, $10.70, $2.80 about the 3. 4 Stevie's Magic, $3. 1 Rebel Khan, $1.90. Quinella, $34.40. Trifecta, $373.70. And a Super First 4, as you'd expect in a field like this. 3, 4, 1 and 7, $2,191.10. Double and treble completed there as well, and certainly some spice added here with the first leg going the way, first leg of the double going the way of Boston Blaze, the favourite. So it was 8 and 3, $33 even, 8-4 concessions, $7.60, and the treble started by number 5, Filia, $81.20 as Steve salutes the judge. Into the second half of the program, race 7 begins place 6, also a new double and treble. Harrison Hire Master and some quality dogs going around here. Class 4 and 5 grade. Check the mail off the inside, looks well suited and looks to be running back to winning form too, as short with a book at 3.2. Tote favourite in a fairly small market, 390 about the 2 Graduation, who will see this as an opportunity to bounce back to the top of the winners' dice, being some pretty good company. Likely leaders the 4, Blue and Curly's been getting gunned down over the 520 metres, but makes things interesting in front. Red Crystal's got early speed too, the 6. And Stay Young's recent racing's been in amongst the Oaks and the Futurity, so back to grade racing tonight. For race 7 at 7:25, Greg O'Connor got the tough one out of the way, I think, and we head back to Addington for race 3, 6 minutes out.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Look forward to your 7th, 1425, the numbers with Mark Rosanowski in the 7th there tonight from the Wanganui Greyhounds. Maiden trot for us. Fresh Connection trot it is. Summer vacation, it's been a significant book mover. $8 into $4.20 and now into $3. A lot of money for this dream vacation 4-year-old out of In Command. So bred to trot and trot very well, and it's done it nicely at the trials too. A winner at Motokarara back in March. And then it came, a week later it went to Rangiora and back to Rangiora in April, and yeah, it was very good. Spoke to Tim Traith and he said normally pretty good at the start, not too many issues there. He expects this guy to go a wee way, so I'm not surprised that there has been good strong support. It was at a Manawatu meeting, he thinks back in 2004, So it's fair to say he's overdue to get another win. Anyway, he's got a good chance here, and it's in the Silverdale West Melton Limited colours, of course, of Wes Davies. So it's 380 the tote. It's got a definite winning chance. I thought Clean Break was the best chance in the race. Robbie Holmes takes the reins tonight. Jack Harrington's done a pretty good job with this guy. Finished second here, 3 starts back behind JCK. Now there's a trotter with a fair amount of ability, as we know. Well beaten, 13 lengths on that occasion, but still beat the others just as easy. Then third behind Innes Boys, who goes around as part of our guaranteed quaddie tonight. So it's a good form line. Then had a gallop last time at the 1,000 metre mark, and that was at Timaru a couple of weeks ago, or 10 days ago. So let's give it an each-way chance in this at least. Summer Vacation, definite hope. Glenferrie Sunbirds, she's going to win a maiden eventually, and we heard from Sam Otley about Clover Mac. That trial win here over Papa Don was a good one, and it was, 11 days ago. This is Clover Don's half-brother, so he's definitely got the breeding to be good, and the way he's trialled and just hasn't quite brought it to race day yet, then he will eventually. Now, if you're playing the treble, Smokin' Santana, the 3 with the 3, President Obama. The short way home is Summer Vacation, $255. $297 Glenferrie Sunbird, $459 with Clover Mac, and about $700 with Little Mo and $800 with Enthrall. Otherwise, you're getting good value. Last opportunity to get involved in the Streamline Freight Drivers Challenge. I actually thought any other individual driver was worth a bet today, and it's shortened from $450. Guys like Ken Barron has a couple of winning chances with Lavura, and a little bit later on he drives the maiden Can't Explain It. He's got his own horse True South in too, so yeah, I thought him. Blair Orange has already got a couple of points, so yeah, Ricky's book, he won the first, has been thwarted somewhat by the scratching of Raging Bull, so most would have been putting 3 points in the bag for him there. Let's get to Mark McNamara nice and early for race number 3. Feels like we've been here a while, Mark, and we're only up to the 3rd. I'm not really laughing.
Oh, we've seen a bit happen in that time.
There's been quite a bit happen here in the last hour, isn't there?
I guess at least we can sort of make a bit of, not fun of it.
Well,
now,
luckily we can. Because nothing serious, and something serious could really have happened. I spoke to the clerks of the course, and that was a pretty scary moment for Dave Ferryman.
Well, it would have to have been. And the worst to come out of it was a mobile arm, and that can be easy fix. So we're just waiting for the Rangiora 1 to arrive. It won't matter this race number 3. Got a first 4 jackpot here. 4,300, and the first 4 is just about to crack 10 grand, and there's still 90 seconds to invest. Summer Vacation's a beautiful cut of a horse. I did go the 11 Enthrall to beat it. A second to Easy Empress last time out at Ashburton. Finally brought that trial form to race day, and Easy Empress was a horse that was always going to win one at some stage. So 11 on top here to beat number 5 Glenferrie Sunbird. Another that has a win in it at some stage soon. The 6 Summer Vacation on its trial runs, and first time seeing it in the flesh tonight. Gee, it's a nice horse. And 8 Clean Break, forget the run at the Timaru track when it just got itself rough going around the first turn. The 2 starts prior sees the $5.80 and $2 quote. Quite generous, especially if the $2 place price on the tote is to hold up. So 11, 5, 6 and 8 for the 3rd race. And it won't be long before they're called into line. Are You Envious? The first starter here by Sundon out of Springfield Chiola. Raced by the Are You Envious Syndicate. Jimmy Curtin has the drive for Michael House. There it is on screen there. The 12 horse about to make her race debut. She's one of 2 in the race, about to appear for the first time. Summer Vacation, of course, being the other one. Getting closer to start time now for the 3rd race. It's our first 4 up to $11,000 after President Obama won the 2nd race, and Franco Envoy snuck into 3rd to blow the first 4 wide open on the 2nd of the night. If you did miss the first take of the 2nd, Red Maro was a late scratching, so if you missed race number 2 and you're on Red Maro, you'll get your money back. Grace Lightning, Dream Big, fresh up here. Ricky May for Murray Tapper. Hasn't been seen since January. Clover Mac, Little Mo at its first go as a trotter and ran 5th behind Easy Empress and was in traffic just behind them. Clint Ford wears the white cap here on a horse trained by Ken Ford, and Amanda Tomlinson has the burgundy and teal cap on number 3, Karen Kiley, also out of the Ken Ford barn. So 310 number 6, Summer Vacation's going to start the favourite. Tim Tratham, the trainer driver, more noted in recent times to be steering Price of Fame around in a maiden trot such as this. Summer Vacation looking to leave his stablemate in his wake, grade-wise in one start. First four's at 14k. They come forward. Grace Lightning ready. Clean breaks right. Racing. And away well Grace Lightning. Glenferrie Sunbird out fast. Clover Max come out in a gallop. Everybody missed it. Clean breaks gone up in the air and Biggie is now galloping too, as has Are You Envious. The leader is Glenferrie Sunbird by 3 lengths on Summer Vacation. Grace Lightning third. Queen Mary went for a break. Little Mo just missed it, but is pacing going past the winning post the first time. Karen Kiley's gone to fourth. Little Mo galloped. Enthrall into fifth. Getting by horses too. Clover Max back into a trot. Galloping at the first turn, Dream Big. Clean breaks trotting now, but is around 10 lengths behind Clover Mac. Little Mo's back into a trot. 5 to Big Ears. 6 to Are You Envious still trotting roughly, and Queen Mary still in a gallop too. All happening at the Addington Raceway tonight. To the back they go. 2,000 to run, and there's plenty of real estate over them. The leader is Glenferrie Sunbird. By a length and a half, Grace Lightning. 3 to Summer Vacation and a length and a half to Karen Kiley. 3 to Enthrall and 2 to Clover Mac. About 5 to Clean Break, 10 to Dream Big, 2 to Big Ears. 10 to Are You Envious, about 4 lengths to Little Mo, who got back into a pace, so had to be eased down to start trotting again. And Queen Mary has all but been retired from the race. Glenferrie Sunbird and John Dunn, 16.50 to go. Leads a length and a half, Grace Lightning, and 2 away third, Summer Vacation. A length and a half to Karen Kiley, fourth, and 2 to Enthrall. 1.5 Clover Max, same Clean Break. 5 to Dream Big, 2 to Big Ears. 10 to Are You Envious, 3 lengths then to Little Mo, and Queen Mary is half a lap away. 1:23.9 for the lead time, and Glenferrie Sunbird comes down the lane and leads a length and a half. Trailing in second spot is Grace Lightning and Summer Vacation. The big trotter comes away from the inside and races parked in front of Karen Kiley. Enthrall is 3 back the inside and a length and a half Clover Mac. Then Clean Break and Dream Big, who now tacks on. 3 to Big Ears. 10 lengths to Are You Envious and 3 lengths to Little Mo. And a long margin off last is Queen Mary. At the stables turn goes Glenferrie Sunbird. Opening quarter 32.8. She leads by a length and a half over Summer Vacation second. Leaders back running third, Grace Lightning, and fourth, Karen Kiley. 3 back along the inside is Enthrall, and then came Clover Mac. Dream Big's on the inside of Clean Break from Big Ears. 5 lengths to Little Mo. Are You Envious went for another gallop at the stables turns, now 15 lengths away and tailed off Queen Mary. Half a mile to go, and the leader is still Glenferrie Sunbird by a length on Summer Vacation. Leaders back running third is Grace Lightning, waiting use of the Stun and Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Karen Kiley fourth and fifth the inside Enthrall. Then Clover Mac, Dream Big. Next then is Clean Break from Little Mo and Big Ears. Second quarter, 32.5, 65.3 for the half, and the leader Glenferrie Sunbird. A length on Summer Vacation. Leaders back Grace Lightning and fourth Karen Kiley. Then Enthrall held up the inside from Clover Mac. 300 metres to go. Glenferrie Sunbird leads a length and a half on Summer Vacation. Grace Lightning waiting for the run through from Karen Kiley. Then came Enthrall and very wide Clover Mac. Third quarter in 31.9. Glenferrie Sunbird kicking. Leads a length and a half. Summer Vacation. Wider out Karen Kiley and Clover Mac, but it's still Glenferrie Sunbird. She's doing enough. Summer Vacation. Enthrall back to the inside, finishing off well. But Glenferrie Sunbird gets the win. Beat Summer Vacation and Enthrall. Clover Mac ran fourth, and then came Karen Kiley. Good effort, Clean Break, as it was by Clover Mac after they made early errors. And then came Grace Lightning, followed in by Dream Big, and further back is Little Mo, Big Ears, and Are You Envious, and Queen Mary retired down the back the last time. 5 Glenferrie Sunbird, 360 for the win, 170 for the place. 6 Summer Vacation, 180. And Enthrall, the 11 at $3 for the place, 28.7 the last quarter. 2.5.9 for the last mile. She went straight to the top, did nothing wrong, and John Dunn for Craig and Amy Edmonds has controlled the race. And it was always a matter of if when she was going to break that maiden, Greg, and not if, and it's been tonight. She did nothing wrong, led up beautifully, rated in front by John Dunn, and Glenferrie Sunbird goes home as a maiden no more.
Yeah, matches Ricky May going to 80 wins for the season. Does John Dunn win 3 for Craig and Amy, of course, the father and daughter combination. They've won twice with King Cassler, and that horse goes to the Harness Jewels in 8 days' time. Of course, King Cassler in terrific form. What barrier did she come up with in the Harness Jewels? I'll have a quick look for you, just while we're thinking about it. She's come up with 3, so she'll be a terrific chance in that. Glenferrie Sunbird, I love you, at a blue jacket for the Yabby Dam Farms Limited. Congratulations to them. The 4th here, Craig Thompson, 5, well, it'll be 7:35, won't it? The start time for that one is a pretty competitive 2-year-old race as we head to you for your 5th.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. We're on to our junior drivers race number 5 tonight. And boy, it's an even betting market. About 5 minutes ago, we had 7 of the 9 runners under $8. It's evened out now with First Home, $4, $4.30 on the book. Earlier in the night, I caught up with Andrew Vent. He's got a couple of drives. This is what he had to say about First Home. Thanks for your time, Andrew. Got 2 drives tonight. Of course, in the junior drivers race, you drive First Home. Horse that's really suited to the 2,700 metres.
Yeah, it is. I've probably going to have to drive it a bit differently tonight, Craig, but just the gate speed, there's a bit of gate speed inside us, so probably look to go back tonight.
Yeah, you've got Howes out inside you that can leave the gate quite quickly. Russian Al Sue's a bit the same. He's a horse, though. He's a little bit one pace at some stage. You know he's going to have to get round them because he probably lacks a yard of high speed.
Yeah, as you say, the 2.7 does suit him. Hopefully they just roll along a bit early and hopefully we can get over the top of them.
Andrew Vent with his thoughts on First Home. Of course, this one trained by the Telford Garlic team. Son of Better's Delight. And yeah, Andrew Vent, he's a very, very good junior driver, and I'm sure we give it every opportunity. Russian Al Sue, well, he was impressive at Cambridge last start. Came in for a fair bit of inspired support that evening, and he went straight to the front. He never looked back. Salish Abernathy, who's had, 39 career wins this season, probably his best season. He's leading the junior drivers' ranks at the moment. 5 in front of Sam Otley, and he takes the drive on Russian Al Sue, the mare by Al Sue. If she could find the top here, and there is a chance that with How's That coming out that she could eventually get there. Both 5 and 6 have got gate speed, so look for them to go forward along with 1 Elisa Vita. If Russian Al Sue can find the marker peg, she's a very good winning chance tonight. That was impressive last week, and they went 3.24. So I marked them 7 to beat 5. I put Tassie's Devil in, who's a real good follow of speed. He gets the right run. Ben Butcher's aboard, and of the rest, I thought Elisa Vita from the inside. So I marked them 7, 5, 4, and 1. Aaron's numbers 7, 1, 9, and 5. Aaron, minute and a half out to race number 5, the junior drivers ranks. We've got some good ones at the moment. Andrew Vent's there. Salish Abernathy leading the list with 39 wins.
Yeah, you're right there, Craig, and another addition for the junior drivers over the 2,700 metres to open a double. I've gone the way of First Home, number 7, running for the money bags tonight. Of course, Auckland Trotting Club director Scotty Plant in the ownership, along with W.D. Lightbourne and Brenda Gain. They tell me it's Brenda's birthday today too, Craig, so a very happy birthday to Brenda Gain. And let's hope First Home can do the job here. And he's a son of Better's Delight. It hasn't Better's Delight been top of the class tonight. 4 from 4 at this stage. We'll put in the 1, Elisa Vita, after its good second at Cambridge over this trip last time. Dylan Ferguson, 9, Handlebar Hanks in the mix, Andre Potama. And 5, Russian Al Sue from the well. And 4, Matthew Collins' team, Salish Abernathy to do the driving. And it's only had the 2 placings from 24 starts here, Craig, but the stable is well in form. And in fact, while I've got you there, I know you would have done the clocking on it. What was Spirit and Desire's last 800 metres when she ran down Sky Major a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, they run home at about 54.1, I believe, Aaron. So very, very quick last 800. Of course, that is the race that Major Star came out, and he ran home at 54.9 in that race and only ran 5th. So it just shows you the track was very quick that night. And yeah, Sky Major half knocked off, but you can't take it away from Spirit and Desire. Very, very good performance. And as you say, the stable on fire with Russian Al Sue, very impressive at Cambridge last week. Take the hint. Simon McMullen takes the drive for John and David Butcher to the second row. Follows out Mighty Mac. And a lot of luck, this horse is overdue. The 4th at Cambridge 2 starts ago behind Viewfield Apache. Okay, and I don't think the 2,700 metres will be a problem. One of the owners headed off to Vietnam last night, and was he of the opinion that Take the Hint would go a big race tonight. So I'm sure that he'll be listening in via to the trackside feed on the TAB channel. Race number 5 tonight, the Al Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts Top Driver Mobile Pace.
Runners in behind the mobile gate. Yeah, thanks, Craig. And the junior drivers in behind the yellow bar arm here for the first leg of a double, the Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts Top Driver Mobile Pace. Congratulations to Linda. Very successful year for her too. Set and ready. Green light up. Junior drivers a go. How's that first out with Tassie's Devil, Elisa Vita. Sivanasiva will take a spot behind those. Handlebar Hank gets a good enough run through from the second line with the yearly burn happening up ahead. He might saloon through to be 3 back. The inner then came a Russian El Su. Oh, Handlebar Hank, he's galloped into the first corner there as Elisa Vita's also galloped in the trail. Now back in the field first home with Mighty Mark, and back with those is Take the Hint. So settling down, and how's that leads by a length and a half over Tassie's Devil in the trail, and Sivanasiva now 3 back on the inside. Russian El Su obliged to sit park. That gives a lovely 1-1 seat to first home. Elisa Vita's back down in her hopples, and 4 back on the inside with Handlebar Hank on her back. Then Mighty Mark to its outside, and back last is Take the Hint. They work past us, 2 to go, and the leader, how's that, and Jack McKinnon. A length and a half over Tassie's Devil, Ben Butcher. Park, Russian El Su and Salish Abernathy, and 3 back on the inside is Sivanasiva and Shane Butcher. 1-1 is first home Andrew Venter. Lisa Vita, Dylan Ferguson back on the inside of Mighty Mark and Tony Cameron. And the last pair, Handlebar Hank, Andre Potama, and Take the Hint, Simon McMullen. Down the back they go, 1700 to run in the Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts Top Driver Pace. And the leader, how's that? In front, a length and a quarter. Right on its back, Tassie's Devil. Park, Russian El Su. First home, 1-1. Sivanasiva locked away, 3 back on the inside is starting a run as Take the Hint, 3 wide. Elisa Vita, Mighty Mark, and Handlebar Hank, the last trio as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. 1400 to go. Lead time in 1:24.3. Where how's that now leads Take the Hint up to parked, and trailing Tassie's Devils had a gorgeous run in transit as they once again work into the lane. Russian El Su 1-1. Sivanasiva 3 back on the inside of first home. Elisa Vita 4 back the inside. Mighty Mark to her outside, and on his back last is Handlebar Hank. Opening quarter, 31-3. Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts Top Driver Pace. They work their final circuit now, and how's that leads a length. On the outside, Take the Hint as they work the stables corner. Then Tassie's Devil in the 1-1 is Russian El Su. Sivanasiva 3 back on the inside. A length away to first home. Then Elisa Vita, Mighty Mark, and Handlebar Hank still back of the tail. 800 left to go. 31-3 the second quarter. Into the back they pace. How's that leads? Take the Hint sitting parked, and Tassie's Devil will wait the passing lane run. Russian El Su 1-1. Sivanasiva all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside. First home travels nicely enough in midfield. He'll be asked to come forward shortly by Vent. Then Elisa Vita, Mighty Mark, and Handlebar Hank. They come off the back. How's that leads 3 quarters. Take the Hint. Tassie's Devil travels well on the leader's back. Then Russian El Su. First home's about to peel. Here he comes now. Then Sivanasiva, Handlebar Hank, Mighty Mark, Elisa Vita, 29 the third quarter. They thunder for home. How's that over? Take the Hint, Russian El Su. First home down the outside. Tassie's Devil on the passing lane. Going to the lead now. First home, Tassie's Devil on the inside. Then Russian El Su. First home, Tassie's Devil on the inside. Tassie's Devil first home. Russian El Su there as well. The 3 of them, they hit it. Tassie's Devil will get it. Short margin, half ahead, I reckon. Russian El Su half ahead away, first home third. They were followed Handlebar Hank, Sivanasiva. Further back in the field then was Take the Hint. They were followed in by, as they've run past, back in the field there now on pulling up was how's that, back with those Elisa Vita and Mighty Mark. The final quarter 29 and 3:25 overall. Tassie's Devil at 8:50. On the tote, 250 the place. Ben Butcher secured the trail after the early gallops of Elisa Vita and Handlebar Hank. Using the passing lane comes through Russian El Su, very brave. Down the outside, first home. Yep, heads and half heads between them. He wanted to put the head on the side too, Tassie's Devil, but he's in for Pukekura County trainer Robbie Hughes. Ben Butcher, the Lismara Gelding, picks up his second victory tonight. Second over Russian El Sue. First home will be third. And the next across, we've got Seven Asiva there with Take the Hint and Handlebar Hank out wider. The Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts top driver Mobile Pace goes in good fashion to number 4, Tassie's Devil.
Official placings, race 5, the Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts top driver Mobile Pace. 4, 5, 7, 10, 3, 9. 4, 5, 7, 10, 3, 9. Horse 4, Tassie's Devil, paced the 2,700 metres in 3:25.09, a mile rate of 22.2. Last 858, the 429. The margins are nose, ahead 2 lengths. 4, 5, 7, 10, 3, 9. Race 5, the Linda Pringle Kumeu Kids Carts top driver, Mobile Pace.
Tassie's Devil to come back at the head of the field. Win 2 at start 17, Lismara Bay 4-year-old gelding out of Tass's pocket, raced by DJ Watt, PL Watt, Mrs. HM Watts, Robbie Hughes trained at Pukekura County, and Ben Butcher back at the head of the field. Both his victories have come here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park, Tassie's Devil. 5, Russian El Sue goes down a short margin. The El Sue Black 6-year-old mare at a tall blonde. Raced by MA and Mrs. J.A. Collins. Matthew Collins trained Bombay, Salish Abernathy in 7. First home, Better's Delight, Slangivar, 4-year-old bay gelding. Raced by S.R. Plant, W.D. Lightbourne and Mrs. B. Gain, Brenda Gain. Happy birthday to you, Brenda. Andrew Vent for the Steve Telfer, Chris Garlick team out of Papakura. 4, Tassie's Devil at 8.50 and 2.50. 8.50 and 2.50. 5, Russian El Sue, $2.20, $2.20. 7, First Home, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $15.50, $15.50. Trifecta, $139, $139. And the first 4, $1,323.60, $1,323.60.
$2.10. Just needs to stay in touch with them around that bend, and she has got speed either side of her with Blue and Curly and a Red Crystal. Wallace Ladd out in box number 7. He's only just downgraded, so he has been racing in Class 5 company, and the second 2 starts back was in a heat of the New Zealand Futurity behind Night Pearl. Dogs behind the boxes for the Harrison Hire Master Class 4s and 5s. Lisa Ahern Kennel has 6 in here, with leading them up the inside the favourite Check the Mail, $2.80. Algeta in box 3. Gold Rug for Stay Young, and out in box 7 is Wallace Ladd, and second line coming forward, Graduation in the black and white, Blue and Curly the blue. Green Rug for Red Crystal, and away on the outside is Big Time Jet. And the starter's orders here, green light is on, Ray Yudi rolls the lure, round it comes, and they're about set to break. Just about there. And a racing, Graduation hops out quite nicely with Check the Mail the inside. Stay Young shows the early speed to barrel out towards the lead. Algeta gets nice and handy. Blue and Curly's only got around the first bend in 4th place. Graduation's been checked back through the field. Going past that to Wallace Ladd. Check the Mail's got a long way out of its ground now. Big Time Jet's well back, and Red Crystal got checked to the first bend. Stay Young is still in front, trying hard as Algeta. Then we've got Blue and Curly. Check the Mail starting to charge through on the inside. Further back in the race then to Wallace Ladd and Big Time Jet. Stay Young is holding. Stay Young will score here from Algeta. Into third was Big Time Jet, and that'd be followed back in the piece then. We had Wallace Ladd and Blue and Curly. Check the Mail got checked when it was charging into the race, and further back Graduation, Red Crystal. She's held on tonight. Stay Young. It's an overdue win for her. The last win was in a heat of the Wellington Cup back in January, and she got to the lead. Blue and Curly, Red Crystal, they didn't turn it on quite as much tonight. Now what happened to Check the Mail was charging into it, coming around the corner, gets in the way of Blue and Curly, can't push through, and Stay Young comfortably in front, wasn't going to be caught anyway. Algeta, geez, game, he keeps trying, doesn't matter what you put him in, Algeta. And Big Time Jet's done a really good job to run third. From the hop, Graduation out quite nicely. Now, it got shuffled back at the first bend. Stay Young poured it on to the lead. Red Crystal missed it tonight, and Blue and Curly was up outside Algeta. And then a few tangling in behind. Graduation was nice and handy to that point, so to have another look at the race to see what happened to him. Red Crystal shuffled, and Check the Mail, as I say, was charging into it, and then ran into Blue and Curly. In the end, the numbers are 5, 3, 8 and 7, followed home by 4, 1, 2 and 6. So a number of well supported runners at the tail here. 30.10 the winner's time, with a run home of 11.43. 4.5 lengths by 1.5 lengths by 3/4 of a length. And there'll be some fairly nice dividends here with number 5, Stay Young, a black bitch by Dinah Lachlan out of Osty Smith for the John Bradbury and the racingdogs.co.nz. Paul Freeman, Angela Turnwald's second win of the night, and they train at Foxton. It's win 9, start 39 for this girl. Stay Young number 5's paid $7.80 and $2.40. 3 Algeta $2.70, and the same for number 8 Big Time Jet. Quinella at $61.40. Trifecta $970.10. Managed to get that big on a Friday night, and the first 4 had a couple of $2,000 ones tonight. This is the biggest though, 5, 3, 8 and 7, $2,740.60. Race 8 tonight looks set to be dominated by Freeman and Turnwald again. It's the Gary Ross Decorator Class 5. It's underway at 5 minutes to 8. Shortly though, we head back to Addington Raceway.
To land the big one, you need knowledge, luck and fearlessness. You've got to read the conditions. Trust your instincts. When the pressure's on and your heart's pounding like an album.
the 2-year-olds, and a good competitive betting race. Espresso Martini. It's only had the one run. 3's $1.65, $3.30 and $1.90 for Blair Orange. 2-year-old by Better's Delight. Was second behind Pommy Roy, who's raced with distinction against our better 2-year-olds this season. I spoke to Mark Jones. He said Met Syndicate horse, they wanted to bring it to the races today. He said it possibly could have needed a trial, but he's a good horseman, as we know, so I'm sure it'll be ready to run a race. Risk has got a chance, 351.75. It's well back. Changeover colt with Nigel McGrath has Terry Schmiel in the bike tonight. Romanite, who of course is trained by Brendan Hill, we'll talk to him in a moment. Recent purchase for his barn at 6s and $2.50. Lavura, I thought, had a cracking chance in this race at 4s and $1.60. So 4 minutes out from a start. Just of note, we're about 5 minutes away from the rugby getting underway, and on a Friday night we have Staff's special Blues vs Sharks. He's lengthened the Blues from 187 out to 220. You can back them only prior to the game kicking off, so you haven't got long. Maximum $50 and no more than 1,000 customers getting involved. So if you want to back the Blues, they're way overs at 220, then you need to do so now. It is option 1. All right, let's get into race number 4 with Brendan Hill, who has 2 runners in it. Thanks for joining us, Benny. Sassa Sophie, 2-year-old filly in your barn who just pulled too hard last week.
Yeah, she just got up in the chewy, and Ricky said it might not look like it, but she was pulling quite hard, and she's pulled herself into the ground, and hence why, it wasn't as bad as what she went. And we've changed some gear around, so hopefully she's good tonight.
All right, showed you a bit at home and at the trials, etc.?
Yeah, she's had some hormonal issues, this girl, and she's had a really good week at home, and been behaving and haven't kicked anyone or anything, and her work's been super, so interesting to see what happens tonight with her.
But she's got the talent to win races, you sure of that?
Yes, and if she went really good tonight, there's an opportunity she could go to Australia, but she'd have to go very good tonight, for the owners.
Romanite, this one prepared by Brian Zampese before you guys got it, and he's shown you a bit too.
Yeah, and Brian's done a great job with this horse. I got him in great order, and he trialled up really nice for me when I trialled him, and look, I'm just playing around with this horse. He's got a lot to learn. He's a big baby, and he'll be a nice 3-year-old. And the owners new into the game, and Greyhound people. So it's exciting to have some new owners in the industry. And I just said, just whatever he does tonight, he will improve. And he's got 3-year-old written all over him, but he's a neat little horse.
All right, so a couple of horses we can certainly follow. Would you split them tonight? Would you suggest that one is a better chance than the other for the punters?
Probably not, to be honest. Like the filly's work was really good the other day, and this guy had a real quiet trial on Tuesday, hence because he's in tonight, and Ricky got a good feel of him, but Ricky will probably just be a bit careful with him first up.
All right, Sunday you got a busy day. You got 4 in, including the maiden Mac Winger, who went terrific first up at Oamaru last Sunday.
He did, didn't he? And what about the winner?
Yeah, terrific run.
2 nice horses. He's a lovely maidener. He's 13 out of 13 from a 2,000 metre stand, I think, on Sunday. But the way he worked today, he'll take some beating.
All right, Cracker Packers in there as well, and a couple of other handy sort of beginners, if you like.
Yeah, just a new team around me and a few first starters. And Cracker Packer's been racing well, and it's only a small field, and she's drawn good, and just don't do too much with her in between races and back her up. She's been good at the moment.
All right, and you've just recently purchased a horse who won a cracking race at Cambridge. That was Thursday week ago. Dalton Bromack, is it?
Yeah, one of my best friends, Noel Bowden, and I've and our wives have purchased this horse, and quite exciting.
He looks really talented, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's Noel loves the game, and as you well know, and so exciting time. So we're looking forward to getting him down Sunday afternoon and see what we can do before August with him.
And what draw did you cop with Better Rock On for the Jewels?
To the second line.
Not the worst.
Not the worst at all.
All right, well, good luck tonight with these couple, and again here on Sunday, of course, the Banks Peninsula meeting, and you've still got room in the barn, I'm picking.
Absolutely, wouldn't turn any away, mate.
All right, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Gregory.
There he is, Brendan Hill, man they call Benny, and 2 chances for him here. For what it's worth, I was pretty keen on the Ken Barron trained and driven Lavura. I think he may well be able to get across them. He went round, of course, behind Hug the Wind last week in the Sires and was only 5 lengths away. That's good enough for me to take this one out. Let's get up to you, Mark Mack, for your thoughts around the 4th.
3, 5, 6 and 4 for me here. Greg Espresso Martini after that second behind Pommy Roy. Comes here fresh, but right draw, small field, thought the conditions might suit. 5 Romanite to run second, 6 Lavura and 4 Risk to round out the first 4. 3, 5, 6 and 4. Good luck to the Greyhound team who own Romanite, the Hearts, Calden Shaw's, Monk, and Dylan Boyce has a share too. He'll be here somewhere with his horrible looking Melbourne Storm cap on. He's hard to miss. $2.80, number 3, Espresso Martini runs the favourite, and they're about to be called in for the 4th. All races back one here at the Met tonight in a 10:32 finish for the 10th race now. Chauhan on screen, a first starter for Tracy Healy by changeover of Gandhi Franco, and he's about to make his race debut. With the whistle now sounded, and they're about to come forward. Chauhan will lead them up. Lavura, Romanite, Risk. Terry Schmiel has the drive for Nigel McGrath on Risk, a horse that's had 2 starts for 2 sixths. Behind Alta Orlando and Art Union, this will be a bit easier. That's why it's the second pick at $3.60. Now Espresso Martini comes forward, Saza Sophie comes up, and Sudden Change drawn the inside. Race number 4. And the mobile is about 300 metres from dispatching them for this one. All right, well, we've got the bonus quaddie. $50,000 bonus quaddie. Sudden Change drawn the inside is ready. Saza Sophie right with Espresso Martini, Risk and Romanite, Lavura and Chauhan. All off the front. This is race 4. Short course for this. Sudden Change, the filly, drawn the inside, having her 4th career start. She ran second 2 starts ago to the impressive Delightful Lana. Green light, they're racing. And away well Saza Sophie. Away okay too is Risk, and not too far behind them is Sudden Change. And then came Espresso Martini. They were followed wide out by Lavura from Romanite, and 2 lengths away last of all is Chauhan. The leader is Risk. It's going to press on and take the top off Saza Sophie. Espresso Martini's been left parked out 3rd, and Sudden Change 3 back the inside. A length and a half Lavura from Romanite, and Chauhan's 2 lengths away. The leader is Risk, and Terry Schmiel by a length and a half. Saza Sophie in the lead time a very comfortable 25.5. Even for the 2-year-olds, Risk really pinched that and leads a length and a half. Saza Sophie and parked up Espresso Martini. Lavura's just a little bit keen in the 1-1 with the slow speed around Sudden Change. And then Romanite and Chauhan. Risk is in control, 12.50 to go. Margins a length and a half. Espresso Martini applying no pressure to the leader. Saza Sophie trails, and 1 out and 1 back Lavura. 3 back the inside, Sudden Change, and then came Romanite and Chauhan. Opening quarter, 32 seconds, and Risk has had it all its own way in front. The son of Changeover, he's out by a length and a half. Second, Saza Sophie, and 3rd, Espresso Martini. Lavura's left a trailing spot to go up 3 wide and a bit closer to the leader. Sudden Change 3 back the pegs, and a length away Romanite, and 2 lengths away last is Chauhan, as Lavura's going to truck around the field and find the top near the half mile. And Lavura takes over for Ken Barron. Second is now Risk, and parked up again Espresso Martini. 3 back the inside, Saza Sophie from Romanite, Sudden Change and Chauhan. Second quarter, 32.6, 64.6 for the half. They near the 600 metre mark. And the leader is Lavura by a length and a half. Risk is trailing second. Espresso Martini's a neck away 3rd, and Saza Sophie 3 back the inside from Romanite, Sudden Change and Chauhan. 4.50 to go. It's Lavura in control. Risk is running second, waiting for the Stunning Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. They quicken for the first time. Espresso Martini's a neck away 3rd from Saza Sophie, Romanite, Chauhan and Sudden Change. 3rd quarter in 30.1, and Lavura comes for home a length and a half. Risk getting back to the Stunning Cullen lane. 2 lengths Espresso Martini. Winner will come from the first 2. It's Lavura and Risk, the pair of them. 2 to Saza Sophie, winding up late, but Risk has gone to the lead from Lavura, and Saza Sophie darting at it, but Risk won it. Beat Saza Sophie, who cleared a pocket late. 3rd in Lavura, and then came Romanite. Next in Sudden Change, followed across by Espresso Martini and Chauhan. That's race 4. Number 4, Risk. Terry Schmiel, 3.90 and 2.20. Beats the fast finishing number 2, Saza Sophie, who'll pay $8.10 for the place. And no 3rd for 6, Lavura. Last quarter, 27.5. The last mile in 2.2. And Risk at start number 3, dropping in grade. Saza Sophie out late, darting at Lavura. Will get by it right near the post. And Romanite's going to run 4th. That race was decided in the first What do we go? First lap of the race, Greg. By the time it handed up to Lavura, it had pinched a beautiful lead risk and then had more than enough sprint in hand to use the Stunning Cullen Lane to full effect and win its first start at its first race at start number 4.
Yeah, really smart drive, wasn't it, from Terry Schmiel? Saw Ken Barron come around, knew that he'd had a pretty easy opening half of that race, and it's charged up the passing lane to here by changeover out of Crafty. Raced by the Enons, and win 1 at start number 3, win 39 training-wise for Nigel McGrath, having another very good season, and Terry Schmiel gets win number 30 driving-wise. Here's the judge's call to confirm the 4th.
2, Sessa Sophie, and 3rd, 6, Lavura. 4th has gone to 5, Romanite, from 1, Sudden Change, and 3, Espresso Martini. 4, 2, 6, 5, 1, 3. The margin's 1 length. Half a neck, 1.5 lengths, 1 length. The winner's time was 2:27.6, a mile rate of 2:01.8. The last 857.2, the 427.3.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park. Prior to race number 6 tonight, the Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot. The Dave and Claire McGowan trained 7. B Seniors the favourite. 380 on the book, 450 on the tote. Very good winner here at Alexandra Park last start, defeating Ivanov. Came from a long way back. Of course, Andrew Vent drove that day. Todd McFarlane takes to drive tonight. Very, very nice run it was too. And good to see the mare by Monarchy back in winning form. Earlier in the night, I caught up with Andrew Neal. He's already had one winner with Delight Brigade. This is what he had to say about Sun Shield. Andrew, you got Sun Shield going around in race number 6 today. I understand downgraded from a C2 to C1. That makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, the drop backs always help. Always help. He went a nice race last week. He got his head round a bit on the last bend and had a gallop. Lynn said if he hadn't got his head round, she thought he would have been running in the first 3. So tonight he's got the drop back with that, so he does look quite a good thing.
His manners in the past, they've let him down on occasions. He looks to be a lot better now, being off the front, with only 5 runners there. It's a race that sets up quite nicely for him tonight.
Yeah, this season his manners have really stepped up. Last season he hardly went round without having a gallop or galloping at the start. Trial-wise, he's been perfect, and the races he's had this season have been really good, and he's been consistent.
Win chance tonight?
Yes, win chance.
Andrew Neal with his thoughts on Sun Shield. Wife Lynn will take the drive. 5-year-old by Sundon, as I say, downgraded from a C2 to C1 on the new drop-back system. 4, 2, 6 and 5 at Addington, race number 4, 4 risk, 390, 220. The Ruffy, 2, Sazza Sophie, 810, no third dividend for Lavura for Ken Barron. 2 and 4, $70.80. The Quinella, trifecta 4, 2 and 6. $483.30. And your first 4 numbers in the small field, 4, 2, 6 and 5, is paid handsomely, $1,672.50. Double 5 and 4, $11.70. The concession 5 and 2 has paid $60. Very keen on one here at Alexandra Park in the next race, number 6, and is the back marker. The horse on shot at the moment, Mingara. Trotted better than 329 last week or 2 weeks ago behind Our Dainty Lady. Has been racing the likes of Shimon, who heads to the Jewels in good fields. I know 40 metres is a long way back, but I feel tonight it's a big drop back for her. 13 Mingara, trained by Megan and Jason Tees. Good luck to you with the mare by Thanksgiving. 13 Mingara on top. I think she can come off the back mark to beat 3 Davies' brother, who's coming out of the Derby behind King Denny. Standing starts, probably his query. He began very well to win at Auckland 3 starts ago and galloped 2 starts back. So he is hit and miss. Craig Ward takes the drive. 3 Davies' brother. Been racing a good 3-year-old. 7B Sing you've got to put in. And I thought of the rest. 5 Sun Shield on that drop back. Certainly a chance. Aaron's going for Mingara on top as well. He's found it in his top selection. And certainly the one to beat. Aaron, race number 6 tonight for the Trotters. We've both settled on the back marker at odds around about $6.
Yeah, not only on top, but I've made it a special too tonight, Craig. I thought that was a very, very good run in behind Our Dainty Lady. When you go back and look at the tape, she got balked up coming across the top too, so she had to wait till she cleared the traffic to make ground, and once she did get out, she made solid ground, that's for sure. So I've made her a special at the $5 on option 506 with 13 Mingara. 7B Senior was strong. Winning on Row Cup night, Todd McFarlane. We'll put in the 3 Davies brother, as you mentioned, comes out of the Northern. Gale and Peter Neal handicap trots. Red light is on. Solaris, Kip Kano, Davies brother, the Wonky Donkey, the Unruly Sun Shield off the front tape, off 10 metres Ginger Bertha, 20 metres B Senior, Ella's Speed, Unruly, It's Now or Never and Ace Moment, 30 metres Maya Lansky, 40 metres Trot Up a Storm, Unruly Mingara. Yeah, thanks Craig, and starter Frank Phelan issuing the final instructions to the drivers for this Square Gate contest. The Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot, 2,700 metres the journey. Solaris to come in to the pole position. Kip Kano, Davies brother, the Wonky Donkey, Sun Shield. They make up the front tape. Ginger Bertha, the only horse off 10 metres, as they're facing up now to the starter. The barrier strands release. The Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot field underway. Mingara's made a safe beginning from her back mark. B Senior's on the journey well. A wee bit tardy off the mark, Ginger Bertha and also the Wonky Donkey. First out, Sun Shield over Kip Kano. There followed Davies brother, just uneven to that first corner and rolls into a gallop now. Underneath that, Solaris coming forward, Ace Moment. There followed B Senior and Ginger Bertha, the Wonky Donkey, just trying to negotiate a path around the galloper up ahead. Davies brother as Ginger Bertha now gallops in front of those as well. Then It's Now or Never settling down, Maya Lansky there followed by Mingara, and back in the field there too now as they trot into the home straight was Trot Up a Storm. So down through the home straight they run, and Sun Shield leads a length and a half. In the trail Kip Kano, third Solaris, then Ace Moment B Senior. There followed Ella's Speed, a length and a half, It's Now or Never. 2 lengths Maya Lansky with 2 circuits to make. 4 lengths the Wonky Donkey Mingara, Trot Up a Storm Ginger Bertha, and Davies brother is now back last and spotting the leader some 20 lengths as they trot out to the 1,800 metres. That leader is Sun Shield and Lynn Neal, a length and a half. Kip Kano trailing, 3 back Solaris, 4 back on the inside as Ace Moment. Then B Senior followed Ella's Speed, It's Now or Never. Coming forward the Wonky Donkey, that's on the outside of Maya Lansky. Mingara will take the back of the Wonky Donkey. There followed then back in the field Trot Up a Storm and Ginger Bertha. And back last is Davies brother. Lead time in 1:30.3. They sweep across the showgrounds turn and Sun Shield. A length and a half Kip Kano. 2.5 Solaris away from the mark as Ace Moment now to be parked. B Senior takes the opportunity to take the 1-1. Then It's Now or Never, 4 back on the inside. Ella's Speed racing on the outside of its stablemate Maya Lansky. Then the Wonky Donkey Mingara, Trot Up a Storm, Ginger Bertha and Davies brother. Into the lane, 31-7 the opening quarter. Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot. And the leader Sun Shield looking to do it all the way. Leads over Kip Kano, Ace Moment, Solaris 3 back on the inside. B Senior 1-1. It's Now or Never, 4 back on the inside of Ella's Speed. There followed Maya Lansky racing on the inside of the Wonky Donkey. Mingara's got the back of the Wonky Donkey. Then Trot Up a Storm. Back in the field there too. Over on the inside was Ginger Bertha. Davies brother last, 800 left to go. 31-2 the second quarter. Into the back goes Sun Shield. Still a length and a half Kip Kipkano. Up on the outside, Ace Moment. Solera's 3 back on the inside. In the 1-1 as they trot through the back. B Senior's had a nice track into the race. Then it's Now or Never. Followed Ella's Speed. Maya Lansky, the Wonky Donkey. Mingara, they're looking to run now. Further back, Davies' brother, Trot Up a Storm. Ginger Bertha's dropped away. 4.50 left to go, and Sunshield with a wing on every hoof. Quarter down the back and 28.5. Thank you very much for the Square Gators. Kipkano, here's B Senior. Mingara, they're starting to let down with big runs, but they've got a lot of work to do to get after Sunshield, who's 5-6 in front. B Senior. Mingara, she's about to flash home down the outside. It's Sunshield by half a dozen. B Senior. Mingara and Ace Moment. Sunshield, Andrew and Lynn Neal, they'll get a winning double on the program, and what a margin that. Sunshield is won by, I'd say 9 on the line. Mingara will just edge past B Senior for second, then Ace Moment. They were followed in by Davies' brother, who cost himself a chance with that early gallop. Then Ella's Speed followed It's Now or Never, the Wonky Donkey. Maya Lansky, Solaris, Kipkano, Ginger Bertha, Trot Up a Storm to be the last couple. 29 and 8 the final quarter. 331.6 the overall run for Sunshield off the front. Made those back markers really work the last 800 metres. And Sunshield, the son of Sundon, win 3 at start 18. Might even be in double figures, the margins here. Mingara will just get up for second in front of B Senior. Ace Moment in for third. Gail and Peter Neal handicap trot, one of the biggest winning margins you'll see at Alexandra Park for some time. And Sunshield makes it a winning double on the program tonight for Andrew and Lynn Neal, and that might not be the end of their winning chances either.
Official placings, race 6, the Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot. 5, 13, 7, 10, 8, 3. 5, 13, 7, 10, 8, 3. Horse 5, Sunshield, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in 331.62. It's a mile rate of 26.1. Last 858.3, the 429.8. The margins 12.5 lengths, a half head, 5 lengths. 5, 13, 7, 10, 8, 3, race 6, the Gale and Peter Neal handicap trot.
Big win, 12.5 length winning margin. Sunshield, Sundon Bay, 5-year-old gelding out of Janie D, raced by TM Fox, Mrs. VM Fox, along with B.E. Johnson. Andrew and Lynn Neal, the trainers out of Cambridge, a winning double on the program for them. And Lynn Neal doing the driving. And a big impressive winner tonight, the son of Sundon. 13 Mingara, Thanksgiving Bay, 5-year-old mare at a Sporty Spice for second, raced by GD and Mrs. B.E. Wisniewski. Jason and Megan Tees trained at O'Halpo. Megan Tees in 7. B Senior Monarchy Scoozy Bay, 5-year-old mare for third, raced by Mrs. C. McGowan. David and Claire McGowan, the trainers from Pukekohe, Todd McFarlane. 5 Sunshield at $9.82.70, $9.82.70. 13 Mingara, $1.60, $1.60, and 7B Senior, $1.50, $1.50. Quinella, $14.70, $14.70. Trifecta, $117.30, $117.30. First 4, $1,219.50, $1,219.50. 4 and 5 in the double, $40.10, $40.10. 4 and 13 concession, $15.70, $15.70, and the TAB treble on the numbers 7, 4 and 5. So Andrew and Lynn Neal bookending the treble here. $1,375.90, $1,375.90.
in a heat for that. That's 4 Lost in Light. Blue Greyhound, who I think will benefit from downgrading here if she finishes 4th or worse. Look out for her in Class 4. Just been a bit tough for her first time in Class 5. Her Power Sister bounces up from Class 4. A winner last week. She jumped well and she skipped some trouble there and won in 17.68. It's going to be tougher for her tonight. Same with Waterbug, who is recently back up in this grade. And Dottie Peg's got to try and get round them all, but she's racing okay. Gary Ross Decorator Class 5s. Run Lacey Run off the inside. Exponential Lily in the white rug. Cosmic Fury the gold. And the black rug out there for Waterbug. Second line will be led forward by Pop Some Tags. Is the favourite 230, but Run Lacey runs at 280. Lost in Light the blue, a Power Sister the green. And away on the outside is Dolly Peg. Look to the inside, that's where the favourites are. Bunny on the run, round it comes. Race 8 just about there. Racing Run Lacey Run comes out humming there from Pop Some Tags and Waterbug. Dolly Peg gets to a clear third. Exponential Lily's missed the jump tonight. Just trying to get ahead of that would have been no Power Sister. Cosmic Fury and Lost in Light the last pair. Lacey hard to catch. It's Run Lacey Run. Pop Some Tags starting to flatten out after it. Further back then to Dolly Peg. Waterbug. Run Lacey Run has done just that and beaten Pop Some Tags. Dolly Peg for a Freeman Turnbull trifecta. Then we had back and behind those runners, Waterbug's gone a big race. Exponential Lily behind them with Cosmic Fury. Well back in the race then we would have had Power Sister back towards the tail of the field with Lost in Light if I didn't call it. Run Lacey Run. She jumped a treat tonight. And she set up the call for Pop Some Tags. Can you come and get me? Who's the fastest in the kennel? And tonight it's Run Lacey Run. Pop Some Tags had a decent shot at her and couldn't really get close. Waterbug's gone a big race, although Dolly Peg's going to get under her turning for home. And the others were in another division headed by Exponential Lily, who didn't jump tonight. Well back to Cosmic Fury. Down to the line, Run Lacey Run. Pop Some Tags didn't really look like overhauling her. She's pretty strong when she's in front, Lacey. And then Dolly Peg to make it a kennel trifecta here. But a bouncing there for Lost in Light, and Exponential Lily gets bounced by Cosmic Fury, so the kennel mates having a good old go there. And up front it's Run Lacey Run and Pop Some Tags doing the business. 1, 2, 8, 7, then 3, 5, 6 and 4. And they're screamed along here. 17.44 on a night where they haven't been running time. 10.36 is the run home. 1 1/4 lengths by 2 1/2 lengths by 1 1/2 lengths. Two of the best around here. In the sprinting ranks, have Quinella to race 8. 1 Run Lacey Run, $3 $1.30. 2 Pop Some Tags $1.30, and 8 Dolly Peg $2.20. Quinella $2.30, trifecta $37.90, and a 1-2-8-7 first 4 $173.40. Run Lacey Run, a black bitch by Run Jake, run out of Corborn Stacey, Angela Turnwood, Craig Randall, and racingdogs.co.nz own. And Angela bred this litter, should be wrapped. Paul Freeman, Angela Turnwood at Foxton. That's their third win for the night. Double 5 and 1, $50.40. That was a kennel double with Stay Young first leg. Quite a big price. 5 and 2 concession there, $6.80. $6.80. Race number 9 begins our quaddie. It's another Class 5 sprint. It's also the first leg of a double. It's due to go to at 8:25. But very shortly here on Trackside Live, we'll be taking you back to Greg O'Connor at Addington Raceway.
Trackside is now available online. Simply visit tab.co.nz, click the Racing tab and then the Watch and Bet button to start. You can view Watch and Bet Racing via your computer, iPad or iPhone using the tab.co.nz full site. To view Watch and Bet Racing streaming, you must be logged into your TAB account with a positive account balance, the same as if you're viewing Watch and Bet Sports. Watch and Bet Racing, now available at tab.co.nz. Get a bet on.
Livermol continues to be Australia's leading coat conditioner for more than 50 years. Livermol is a proven formula with ingredients selected for their ability to improve coat and skin condition. Combine this with the Livermol grooming range for simply unbeatable results. For weanlings, yearlings, show, stud, stock or racing animals, whenever they need to look, feel or do their very best, Livermol is the secret. See the difference in just 14 days.
Welcome back into Addington Raceway. Very interesting race from a Jules point of view. Our next to go, One Over to Moon. Well, it probably would have been if he hadn't drawn inside back row Saturday week in his section of the harness. Jules, of course, defending 2-year-old champion. He's got an awkward draw. Spoke to David Butt about that. He said, well, we'll be in on the markers. Hopefully they go very hard and we get the gaps, and he's got a great chance. He's 160 here tonight. He's pretty good from a stand. We've spoken to Paul Nairn about that in the past, and he generally hits it very quickly, and yeah, he could be off, up and around them and into the lead in a short space of time. He was fantastic, of course, in the Northern Derby, galloping early, and staged a phenomenal performance to get so close to King Denny, and obviously was disqualified as a result of galloping for too far. So he's a terrific chance in this, our 5th here tonight, and of course just a 10 race card means the start's place 6, and it's also the first leg of a double. Top of the book, Thanks for Playing, for Chris McDowell. It's at 35s and 750. Paint the Moon, fresh up here, Jim Curtin, Murray Edmonds. Murray with a pretty strong hand in the race with Pammy's Boy, as well as Barry, who he'll drive himself. All lit up, 10s and 270. Was beaten 12 lengths behind Dr. Bones in the Super Series final last time. Strung a couple together prior to that, including beating Bet's Son here. It's a really good chance in this, all lit up. Valmain racing in terrific form, $10. Game here, 4th and behind JCK, and then beat the Silver Fox, who races later tonight at Oamaru on Sunday. There's a good look at this very talented 3-year-old out of One Over Kenny, bred to be good, and that he is. He's won 125,000, and he's the winner of 6 from 20. You don't like to see him gallop, though, because not very often he comes back down. There's a good example of David Butt showing you how quickly he can step, and he invariably does that, and has done in each of his standing starts to date. So, yep, a very good chance here. He might have galloped at Motukarara. That might have been his first go at that, but since then he's been solid as. So he deserves to be the favourite here. Pammy's Boy downgrades again. Last time it did that, it was winning at the far lap. Stephen McNally for Murray Edmonds, and he's always there or thereabouts. You've always got to consider him. Valmain we've talked about. Tartan Tights, what price her tonight? About $8. She was 14s the book, runner number 6, 8 both totes at the moment. She was very close up here behind Gregory R on the Premier night last week. Robbie Close, part of that Any Other option. He's on 6 points. John Dunn, Ricky May, Terry Schmiel, Blair Orange, Kimberly Butt, all with points in the Streamline Freight Drivers Challenge. So Tartan Tights, really good chance on an each-way basis. Trips on Me, broken the score up here last week, is better than that. Carl Middleton, the trainer and driver. Irwell Pegasus, the 8, is one of the outsiders here tonight. Barry hasn't had much luck recently. Now he downgrades. He's won the 5 from 36. His last start, 6th, was in behind King Castler, and he was last at the 400 and was running on again. His Addington record's not that good. He's only won the 1 from 15, but most of those starts he's been against good quality. His last 3, King of Strathfield, King Castler. So he's got a Quinella trifecta in first 4 Hope for sure, and then One Over to Moon deserves to be the favourite here. Mark Mack, as we come to you, 90 seconds out. He's a quality trotter. If he trots all the way, he should be beating this lot and heading to the Jewels.
Can't argue with that. That's why he's on top. Trots he wins, but if he goes into a gallop, as you said, he takes a long time to come back down. Tartan Tights is firmed up from this morning. She was at 14 and 260 on the option. She's into $8 now, and for the place, $1.95. She'll do everything right. That's the best thing about her, Tartan Tights. Blair Orange gets on very well with her. 9 to run third, Barry. As you said, he's downgrading here, 890 and 160. He's going to appreciate a big drop in grade for this. The 9 horse, and through the 2 in Paint the Moon, was spelled on the back of a last start victory over Sol Invictus, and we know the job he's gone on and done since then. Sol Invictus, and from a cosy front mark draw, Paint the Moon, Jimmy Curtin wears the red cap. He shouldn't be too far from them here, so it's in for the top 4. We've got Jimmy in the red cap on the 2, Stephen McNally the pink cap on the 4, Pammy's Boy, and Murray wears the white cap on Barry. All 3 runners are members of the Edmonds Barn. It won't be long before they're called up for the Pifection Foods Handicap, field of 10 here. No scratchings, runners are 1 through to 5 all off the front, and then 6 through to 10 metres behind. So Thanks for Playing is ready. Paint the Moon comes around, all lit up now set. Pammy's Boy and Balmain right. Also Trips on Me, Airwell Pegasus getting assembled with Barry and One Over to Moon. 2,600, this is the 5th. And they're set to run. Tapes release, and they're off and racing. All lit up, swung sideways at the start, missed it by a couple. Balmain rolled into a gallop just after the start, and we'll go back to last. Thanks for Playing up in the air too. Pammy's Boy is going to take the lead off one of the stablemates, Paint the Moon, and One Over to Moon has roared up into 3rd spot. All lit up as 4th on the inside and a neck to Barry. Then Airwell Pegasus from Tartan Tights and Trips on Me. 4 to Balmain and 15 lengths away last as Thanks for Playing. Pammy's Boy leads by a length and a half over Paint the Moon, who trails 2nd, and One Over to Moon parked ahead away 3rd. Barry runs 4th around All Lit Up and 2 lengths to Airwell Pegasus. 4 back the inside Tartan Tights from Trips on Me. 5 to Balmain and a margin off last as Thanks for Playing. 2,000 metres to go. Pammy's Boy and Stephen McNally are going to give the lead up now to One Over to Moon and Davy Butt. And the favourite will cross down and go clear by the lap and a half. Barry parked around another one of its stablemates in Paint the Moon, and Airwell Pegasus on the back of Barry. All Lit Up's 4 back the inside from Trips on Me around Tartan Tights. 2 to Balmain and 10 lengths to Thanks for Playing. The leader is One Over to Moon coming off the back with 1,700 to go. 2nd, Pammy's Boy. Paint the Moon is running 3rd and Barry 4th. So Team Murray Edmonds in spots 2, 3 and 4. All Lit Up as 4 back the inside from Airwell Pegasus. Trips on Me around Tartan Tights from Balmain and 2 lengths Thanks for Playing. Lead time 1:20.4. 1,400 to go. And it's One Over to Moon. Jules bound next weekend, leading by a length and a half. Running in 2nd spot is Pammy's Boy and Paint the Moon fresh up 3 back the inside of Barry, downgrading but parked. From the back, Tartan Tights was able to work away from the inside and she's been sent forward 3 wide around the field. 4 back on the inside is All Lit Up. Trips on Me covers Balmain and Thanks for Playing is last. At the stable's turn goes One Over to Moon. The opening quarter 32.7. Great run here for the favourite. He's out by a length over Tartan Tights, who applied no pressure to the front runner. Happy just to come forward and park around Pammy's Boy. Paint the Moon 3 back the inside from Barry. 4 back on the pegs is All Lit Up from Airwell Pegasus. Trips on Me. 2nd last is Balmain and a length and a half to Thanks for Playing. Near the half mile goes One Over to Moon at 160 and 110. The favourite's been in control for bang on a lap. He leads a length and a half, Tartan Tights. Pammy's Boy runs 3rd, the leader's back. Paint the Moon buried 3 pegs inside of the 1-1 Barry. And then came All Lit Up. 3 wide Trips on Me improves around Airwell Pegasus from Thanks for Playing in Balmain. 2nd quarter 32.1, 64.8 for the half. And running off the back, 500 metres left to go. And One Over to Moon leads a length and a half, Tartan Tights. 3 wide Trips on Me's ahead away 3rd, leaders back 4th. Is Pammy's Boy waiting for the stun and Cullen at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. And then came Barry, Paint the Moon, Airwell Pegasus, All Lit Up. Balmain and Thanks for Playing. 3rd quarter 31.2. And One Over to Moon heads for home, a length and a half, Tartan Tights. 3 wide Trips on Me, inside run for Pammy's Boy. And then Paint the Moon and Barry. One Over to Moon past the 100 metre mark. Leads a length over Pammy's Boy. And then Tartan Tights, Barry and Paint the Moon with All Lit Up, all there for the miners. Lovely Jules trial that. One Over to Moon won it by a length over Pammy's Boy and All Lit Up. 4th rest between Paint the Moon and Barry with Tartan Tights not far away. Not a bad effort Balmain after missing the start. And then Airwell Pegasus, Trips on Me and Thanks for Playing is the last one in. 10, 4 and 3. Have to go a little bit faster than that to win the Jules. 160, 110. Number 10, One Over to Moon. Has beaten number 4, Pammy's Boy, at $8.30 and 3 All Lit Up, finding a late passage through at 2.30 for the place. Last quarter's 28.8, 24.8 for the last mile. One Over to Moon. He found the top at the lap and a half. Davey but never moved. He stacked them up. The winning margin's not going to be massive, but he's done it really easily, well within himself. Could have gone to the mock workouts tomorrow, Greg, for nothing, and gone maybe even quicker than that if he had to win down there. Why not come to the trot? $6,300. There's the float up and back paid for, and he'll head to Jules next Saturday after a beautiful little hit out here tonight.
Yeah, perfectly driven. David Butt only going for those plugs late in the piece too, and yeah, he's been way too good. The Majestic Sun 3-year-old out of One Over Kenny 4.
Lex and Heather Williams. Simply too good. Way too good for them here. David just sat quietly when he was parked, pressed the go button about the 2,000 metre mark or thereafter, and once he found the front, it was effectively race over. Trained by Paul Nairn, beautifully prepared as you would expect. Here's Mark's call to confirm.
Second, 4, Pammy's Boy, and third, 3, All Lit Up. Fourth has gone to 2, Paint the Moon, from 6, Tartan Tights, and 9, Barry. 10, 4, 3, 2, 6, 9. The margin's 1 length. A short neck, 1 length ahead. The winner's time was 3:24, a mile rate of 2:06.2. The last 859.6, last 428.6.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park, just prior to the first leg of pick 6 tonight, race number 7. $40,000 into the pick 6, closing it just after, or just before 8:15. The horse on screen at the moment looking to make a hat-trick of wins for the stable. Who Dares Wins. Andrew Neal drives this one. Todd Mitchell's driven the first one, Delight Brigade. The wife Lynn Neal driven the second one. This is what Andrew had to say about Who Dares Wins. Andrew, the final of your runners tonight goes around in race number 7. Who Dares Wins. Gee, it was a good run last start. Sectionals last week. Tick over 55.5 and home in 26.8. Points this horse in the right direction.
Yeah, he's always had a bit of class, this horse. Hasn't had many starts. Hasn't missed out on a check many times. So, tonight he looks good. Last week's run was really good. As I say, the times were good. And he did his best work in the last 50 metres.
Behind River Polka 2, which is a mare that's going very well at the moment, heading towards the Jewels. Barrier number 4 tonight. What's his gate speed like?
Has got plenty of gate speed. It's whether we elect to use it. I think the Real Desires actually do go better with a sit and come out with one big run, but in saying that, he has led off before and won. We'll just have to take it as it comes, as the gate leaves.
Here's a $2.80 favourite tonight. Does he justify that favouritism?
Yeah, there's a couple of nice horses in there as well, but I guess with his run last week and the draw, punters are going that way.
Pick 6 tonight, definite include?
Definite include, yes.
Yeah, Andrew Neal having a great night at the office with his wife Lynn. Who Dares Wins, the son of Real Desire. Got barrier 4 likely to go forward. Not a lot of gate speed inside it. Chardon's Pearl gets out with them, but more likely would hand. So you would think he'd find the front. It's then where Andrew decides to stay there or hand up to a Whisper Jet or a Viewfield Apache. Both of them get out of the gate quite nicely. More likely Whisper Jet because it's more than likely going to get you to the lane. So I think there's many positives about backing Who Dares Wins here. And as I say, those sectionals last week, 55.5, 26.8. You couldn't go much better behind River Polka and deserves to be favourite in race number 7 tonight. I put it on top to beat 6 Whisper Jet. This one for Tony Hurley. Mark Purdon takes the drive. Good third behind Lancewood Lizzie last start. Better than 2 minutes last mile. She's a good mare, this, and if she was to wrestle the front off Who Dares Wins, she'd be hard to pull back. So I think at pick 6 you need 4 and 6. Outside them I thought Lewican was the best value, and Chief Thundercloud, the horse that's come up from the South Island now with Tony Hurley. Tony takes the drive in a workout winner here last Saturday morning. Horse 8, the interesting runner here, and certainly a winning chance in your pick 6 tonight. Aaron White, 90 seconds out from the first leg, $40,000. It's been a Lynn and Andrew Neal night. They've had 2 for 2 so far.
It certainly has, Craig, and I'm picking it'll be 3 from 3 with Who Dares Wins. The Real Desire gelding was good, went third on this track and behind River Polka last time. And Andrew to do the driving, running for the money bags tonight also, so certainly has to be in the mix. The 4 Who Dares Wins. 6 Whisper Jet was very brave in behind Lancewood Lizzie and Charleston Bell last time. We'll put in the 1 Chardon's Pearl, a nice winner when last on this track. That was back on the 4th of May. And 11 Bryden Delight's done a good job going back to back from its Hawara Easter Monday victory into the victory here back on the 4th of May. Morris McKendry to do the driving there. 4, 6, 1 and 11. All the talk though on track tonight since I've been moseying around. Craig has been on the 8 Chief Thundercloud for what he did at the workouts on Saturday. Plenty of support there too for his northern debut at $6 and $1.70.
Showed ability in the South Island, Aaron. Last start winner defeating Northview Gambler. That was back in April. Has had a freshener. This one now with the Butterworth Racing Syndicate, so they've got 2 in the race. Whisper Jet the other. In pick 6 tonight, I think in the second leg, Charleston Bell, Rock and Ruby. That'd be the top two. Outside them, you're looking at Ideal Success, Cyclone Prince. Third leg, I think it's a race in two. Fight for Glory, Joanna's Delight. The fourth leg, well, With a Vengeance, David Branch's last drive in the country. Race 10, horse number 1. Big chance here, along with C-Mac and Hot Mac. Race 11, very keen on Pacific Rapture, open $11 this morning into $3. Race 11, horse number 2. And the last leg, Open Trot, 1 Star Monarch, 5 No Ordinary Sun, 6 The Early Wicket. And my roughie in the last 9, Terrascova.
Chief Thundercloud come forward, Mark's Gem, Who Dares wins. Golden Delight, Sandpark Senator coming up. Leroy Brogden, Bride and Delight and Lucan. Thanks, Craig. First leg of pick 6 and behind the Yellow Bar Arm. For the Pump House Gastro Pub Mount Albert Mobile Pace. Good luck punters with the chase for 40k in the pick 6 tonight. We also start a double treble and the place 6 here. Into the lane they come. Race 7, Pump House Gastro Pub Mount Albert Mobile Pace, green light flashing, and they're often pacing. Who Dares wins and Chardon's Pearl make good beginnings. Whisper Jet, Chief Thundercloud from his wide draw. He's powering out of the mobile, and in the first 200 metres he's going to cut across the face of the field and lead onto the stables corner. Sandpark Senator to 5th, and then Golden Delight, followed by Hot and Saucy, Leroy Brogden on the first corner. Further back in the field, Viewfield Apache, Bride and Delight, Lucan, and Mark's Gem back at the tail. Chief Thundercloud to lead, 1.5 lengths. Who Dares wins. Whisper Jet, the stablemate of the leaders, coming up on the outside for Mark Purdon, left parked at this stage. Chardon's Pearl 3 back on the inside. Sandpark Senator 1-1. Then Golden Delight 4 back on the inside of Hot and Saucy. Viewfield Apache, Leroy Brogden run together, as to Lucan and Bride and Delight, and Mark's Gem back at the tail, 42 and 6 the lead time. Having his first run under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park, Chief Thundercloud and Tony Hurley leads. 1400 left to go. Up on the outside is Whisper Jet. Who Dares wins in the trail. 1-1 Sandpark Senator. Chardon's Pearl 3 back on the inside. A length away Hot and Saucy. Then Golden Delight on the inside of Leroy Brogden. Viewfield Apache the inside of Bride and Delight. Lucan snook it away second last on the inside of Mark's Gem. 32 and 7 the opening quarter. Pump House Gastro Pub Mount Albert Mobile Pace. Chief Thundercloud, the son of Tinted Cloud. Here's the bell first by a length on the outside. Stablemate Whisper Jet. Who Dares wins, and Andrew Neal's had the gun run in the trail. 1-1 Sandpark Senator. Then Chardon's Pearl, Hot and Saucy. 4 back on the inside is Golden Delight to its outside. Leroy Brogden. Then Viewfield Apache, Bride and Delight, Lucan and Mark's Gem. 800 left to go. Second quarter, 32.3. Into the back goes Chief Thundercloud. By 3/4, Whisper Jet. Who Dares wins has had a gorgeous run in the trail. The Franklin Country Cup winner. On the outside then is Sandpark Senator. Chardon's Pearl. Here's Hot and Saucy. Leroy Brogden starting their runs. Then Golden Delight, Bride and Delight, Viewfield Apache, Mark's Gem and Lucan. Off the back they come. Chief Thundercloud leads only a neck now. Whisper Jet. On the outside, Hot and Saucy. 3 wide, no cover. 400 left to go. 30 and 1 the quarter down the back. Waiting the run on the inside. Who Dares wins. Then Sandpark Senator, Bride and Delight as they come for home. Where the leader, Chief Thundercloud, over Whisper Jet. Hot and Saucy. Who Dares wins, gets the passing lane run now. Leroy Brogden down the outside. Whisper Jet goes to the lead. Who Dares wins is flashing on the passing lane, and then Hot and Saucy. Who Dares wins. Andrew and Lynn Neal. What a wonderful night for them. 3 for 3, and what a win. Nice win. Who Dares wins. Whisper Jet photos third. Chief Thundercloud, Leroy Brogden, Bride and Delight wider on those. Then Hot and Saucy, Golden Delight, Chardon's Pearl and Lucan. He didn't get any luck in transit tonight. Viewfield Apache back in the field was Sandpark Senator. Mark's Gem was last throughout. $2.50, $1.60. Andrew and Lynn Neal, 27 and 6 the final quarter. 2.45 and 5 the overall run. Who Dares wins. The son of Real Desire picks up the performance incentive bonus tonight as well. Had that gorgeous run in transit, and pretty much the way he won the Hughes Medals Franklin Country Cup too. And comes through strongly to get the win. Whisper Jet second. They've lined up here for third. Chief Thundercloud and Leroy Brogden. They'll hit it locked together. Judge Graham McLennan will split those for us. And Hot and Saucy the next one through. Pump House Gastro Pub Mount Albert Mobile Pace. And yet another victory on the program tonight for Andrew and Lynn Neal. Who Dares wins 5 at start 24.
Official placings, race 7, the Pump House Gastropub Mount Albert Mobile Pace. 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 11. 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 11. Horse 4, Who Dares Wins, paced the 2200 metres in 2:45.54. It's a mile rate of 21.1. Last 857.8 and the 427.6. The margins 1 3/4 lengths, 1 length, a nose. 4, 6, 8, 10 to 11 race 7. The Pump House Gastropub Mount Albert Mobile Pace.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Who Dares Wins back at the head of the field to the fanfare, indicating the performance incentive bonus struck by his owners tonight, Jay Yardley and Andrew Neal. Real Desire Brown 5-year-old gelding out of Auckland, Cup winning mare Flight South. Win 5 at start 24. Andrew and Lynn Neal, 3 starters tonight, 3 winners. Andrew Neal doing the driving this time, so the Wizard Todd Mitchell, Lynn and Andrew all picking up winners from the stable tonight. 6 Whisper Jet, another game run by her. Jeremy's Jet Brown, 4-year-old mare out of Naitish Franco for Butterworth Racing Syndicate. Mrs. D.C. Cunane and N.J. Cunane. Tony Hurley, the trainer, Papakura, Mark Purden. 8 Chief Thundercloud, Tinted Cloud Brown, 6-year-old gelding out of Final Fashion for Butterworth Racing Syndicate. Tony Hurley, the trainer and driver. Number 4, Who Dares Wins, or will return. $2.50 and $1.60, $2.50, $1.60. 6 Whisper Jet, $1.60, $1.60. And 8 Chief Thundercloud to return $2.10, $2.10. Quinella, $4.20, $4.20. Trifecta, $33.70, $33.70. The first 4, $190 even, $190 even.
From the previous, they've trained the winners of 3 of the last 4 races here tonight. Super Rooster showing some good early speed. Got checked at the first bend last week when trying to get handy or stay handy from box 2. The week before, beaten by Homebush Crash. Actually skipped away there and Homebush Crash ran him down, and he just might be a wee bit weak to win Class 5 at the moment, unless he gets a break and there's a bit of trouble in behind. 8 Pizza with Alicia Spake these days was a winner at Addington, win with Jason Dunn 3 starts back. That was box 1, and that was his first win for quite some time, and his last win here was June of last year. He's been a good dog, and see what he can do tonight, but it's a pretty good even field this. And Arusa off box number 4. A couple of recent Class 5 placings, but she has struggled to actually win at this level. She certainly need breaks to go her way off box number 4 to actually deliver a win, but a placing never out of the question for her. The Rock 95.2 FM Class 5 sprint gets us underway. The quaddie, first leg of a new double 2. Inazuma the inside. It's had some good support today. Followed up by 8 Pizza, Sir Richie the Gold Rug, and out in box 7 is Nitro Lewis. Favourite Sir Richie, $3.50. Second line, Homebush Crash in the black and white. Blue Rug is Arusa. Mighty Explosive, the green. Super Rooster, the outside, in the pink. Round comes the bunny, just about set to break, nearly there. And racing Inazuma hops out fairly. Homebush Crash gets right onto the money, and so too does Super Rooster. In behind them to Sir Richie, works into it. Nitro Lewis trying to get handy. Mighty Explosive the inside. Gaps back the other two. Arusa and 8 Pizza is last. Across the top, it's Super Rooster in front. Homebush Crash will try and run him down again. Further out to Inazuma. Homebush Crash gets past Super Rooster again to score. Inazuma third and Sir Richie was fourth. Back and behind those runners then we would have had 8 Pizza making up a bit of ground. Nitro Lewis didn't go on, and they'd be followed back in the race then by Arusa. Mighty Explosive might have beaten that in. Homebush Crash, he lined up Super Rooster, what was that, 2 weeks ago now, and ran him down on the straight and beat him a neck. Well, today they go head to head from the off. Homebush Crash, he cleared the boxes quite nicely today, but Super Rooster had the superior speed to work to about a 2-length advantage across the top, and Homebush Crash then just hugged the rail around the corner and ran him down. Inazuma goes another nice race. Sir Richie thought he got into the clear early enough here, but they're just going too fast for him in front tonight. And Homebush Crash delivers from Super Rooster. Let's go to another very bold race. And Inazuma, he's going to need a decent break on them, you would think, though. It looks like Super Rooster to hang on at this level. He came across them here, but he was too kind to Homebush Crash. He just worked around him, and Homebush Crash got the drop on him. And the rest is history, and about to be made official by Jack Cooper. 2, 8, 1 and 5. Followed home by 7, 3, 4 and 6. They've clocked a 17.56 with a run home of 10.46. And the margins have been a length and a quarter by 3 lengths. Homebush Crash, a blue dog by History Lesson out of Pink Well Tub. W. Butler owns, and John McInerney, the trainer at Martin, win 9, start 38. And he's putting it together in the top grade. Number 2, Homebush Crash, $5.70, $1.90. 8 Super Rooster, $2.50. 1 Inazuma, $1.90. Quinella, $29.70. Trifecta of $106.40. And a first 4 tops $1,000 again. 2, 8, 1 and 5, $1,059.40. And we've had a couple beyond $2,000 tonight as well. Race number 10 tonight here at Hattrick, the Keenan Concrete. Class 5s, very nice field, 520 metres the journey in 5 to 9. Here's the start time, 6.5 minutes out from race number 6 at Addington. We'll take you there right after this.
When New Zealand's leading studs and stables want scientifically formulated nutrition for their horses, they use Pella Mountain's range of equine supplements. Vitamins, magnesium, biotin, glucosamine, chondroitin and omega oil are just some of the premium ingredients that go into Pella Mountain's products. To discuss their comprehensive range and find the right supplement for your horse, free phone 0800 848 276. That's 0800 848 276. Pella Mountains, providing premium equine nutrition.
Dominant mare of the season, she proves it with a diamond today. Dexter Dunn and the first Jules colours up.
The prestigious Harness Jules, Saturday.
Raceway 5 minutes out from a start. The Hellers Limited free for all over the 1950. Good competitive race this. Louis Risk from the inside. Now he broke gear last time in the last race last week, won by Massini. He was up challenging for the lead, and would have been pretty competitive in that too. He was beaten by Dynamic Party, who's a race rival here in the Super Series final, but his runs prior to that were just terrific and fantastic time, beating horses like Razor Winner. He's a good horse. From Barrier 1, it'll be interesting. Cracker Hiney might have a dig early. He was terrific last week in that same race. Was parked out from the 900, kept on giving. That was only his second run since the end of January, so he would have derived plenty out of both of those. He's got to be right in this, one would think. If he took a trail or took the lead, he's going to be on the speed all the way, isn't he? That was pretty easy to work out. Dynamic Party, the 3, 14s and 490s, probably over the odds. Woodley Legend just keeps going great races. Katie Cox cleared to drive after that incident in the second, 16s at 640. Alma Hanover, a winner at Forbury, 3 back, or 4 back actually, has been okay since then. 4th to Mighty Flying Mac, 6 lengths behind Asire here a couple of weeks ago, and then only 3 lengths behind Jive and Cullen and Ken Barron. Doing the driving once again. Viat Animo, Jamie Keese. Now, he sat in last week and went a cracking race. That was from the stand, from the mobile, the